What's happening, everyone? I'm just gonna let some more people to get up. Let more people get to the live. Then we'll start letting people up, and then we'll get things going. So just give it a couple more minutes, okay? Okay. Starting off as a comment warrior. That's cool. A couple of people have said that they're going to be coming up a little bit later, so I don't know what topic we're going to start with, but again, I'm going to give it like 5-ish minutes to let everyone come up here, and then we're going to get the topic started. So um, just hold on and be patient. And yeah, I appreciate everyone coming on. I'm looking forward to this. I think we have some pretty good topics. Um, Obviously, the street tier stuff, people love street tier. People love talking about it, especially when it comes down to martial arts. So, uh, Necron versus Beyonder. Uh, oh, probably Beyonder. Uh, but we have a lot of good topics, right? We're not going to hit every single topic, though. I know that. I don't think we're going to have enough time to hit every single topic. But, like I said, the street tier stuff, a lot of people are clamoring for that. The Kitty Pride versus Bat Family, the Superman stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of good topics in there that we are going to have a discussion on. I'm just going to wait a few more minutes, like 2, 3 more minutes for more people to come up. I know some people are going to be coming late. So, it is what it is. But tonight's live will be brought to you by C4 Starburst flavor. There you go. Um, so yeah, just a few more minutes and we'll get things started. I brought a little stack around too. Of course, Catstroke the Terminator, the Purnator is here. So, Gabriel, what's happening, man? And brightest day, brother. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll run through and I will refresh you on. Get away from that. I will refresh you on all the topics real quickly. Um, Starting things off, let's go enhancements, effects. Starting things off with topics, we have street tiers, Marvel DC. Who has the better street tier fighters? Martial artists, right? Who has the best martial artists out of Marvel and DC? So that's number one. On to number two. Second topic is, and again, this is in no particular order, but this is a leftover from the last live. Superman versus current Thor. Is Thor powerful enough to actually compete with Superman now? Or is this still Kal-El? Next is, can Superman absorb the power cosmic? There's more to it than that, but can he do it? Next, we have the entire Bat family versus Kitty Pryde. Who wins in a matchup? After that, I know you can't really see it, but light speed reaction. What does light speed reaction mean for street tier characters? For dodging, for reaction, for perception, all that stuff. And the last one is going to be Green Lantern versus Nova. Let's just settle it. Who wins in this mirror match of sorts? So those are the matchups. Those are all the topics. Let's see. How many people do we have here? Boom. Hey, Biz, Gabriel, Nightcrawler, Go. First comments. I see a couple DC people. I see not many Marvel people, though. So I want to make sure this is a good discussion. I want Marvel people up here as well as DC people. I want it to be a nice even Steven. I don't want it to be one over another, right? The purpose of this live is, of course, for it to have an even discussion, no ganging up, no teaming up, nothing along that lines. So if you could share the live, share it to some of the big creators that you know, share them to some of your friends. That way we can get some people on here and get things talking. So again, just a few more minutes. I want to get some Marvel people up on there because we have a few DC creators lurking in the wings right now and we'll go from there. So, okay, maybe you need to be quicker with your workout. Abyss, what's the first topic? I don't know. It depends. A lot of people wanted to do the street tier martial artist, right? A lot of people wanted to do that. So, I don't know if I'll make that the first topic. It depends on what creators are here. But yeah, why wouldn't you try these stuff with Anthony? Why would what is considered street tier? Well, when we're talking about the martial artists, we're talking about people that are, I would assume, super soldier or less. Although Karate Kid's in there, and he's clearly not street tier, so, um, or at least not traditional street tier. Cosmic Up, not Cosmic. Abyss.
Yo, what's good?
What's happening, man?
Chilling, I'm chilling. Just finished school.
Nice. I'm just waiting for some more people to come up here. I can't have it be
That's
all DC people.
yeah, everybody's scattered. Grayson's
Oh
doing
man,
school. Kay's at the gym. We're falling apart.
this needs to be better. Get the workout in earlier.
For sure.
Definitely. Like I said, I don't know what topic we're going to do first. I want to have everyone here that wanted to talk about um, the martial arts stuff to actually be here to talk about it. So I don't know if we'll start with another topic first, but
Okay.
just have to wait and see. A lot of the Marvel people that said that they wanted to come in, I haven't seen them come in yet, so I don't know. Maybe I should just be sharing the shit out of this.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Again, everyone in the comments, if you could share this too, that way we can,
I'll get to Sharon.
yeah. So I want some good discussions up in this hizzle. Boom. I think I already shared to you guys.
Honestly, I'm just gonna send a bunch of Marvel people because I don't know if they're gonna join or not, but I know the DC people, so no bother, no time sending it to them.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Should do a filler topic. Okay, I'm not on your schedule.
Damn.
Don't tell me to do a filler topic. Let's see. Yeah, still.
What
25.
even would be a filler topic? Everything in the lineup is pretty loaded.
Yeah, I think anything in the lineup will keep the conversation going for a while. What is Marvel people? Okay, one, two, three, four. And then boom, boom, boom,
W
boom.
Transformers fan. Alpha Trion. W.
Dude, I hate the filter on TikTok. It never gets you who you want. Boom, boom. What's up, Hulky? Okay, do we have Marvel and DC people?
Chicken nuggies are finished.
Is that what you think you hear?
That sounded like an oven. That sounded like an oven.
That's the microwave. The family's making popcorn right now.
Ooh, ready for a show.
Okay, boom. Oh, someone's looking to come up. I'll bring JL up. What's up, Hulky?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing good. I'm looking to get some more people up here. so we can get the. Is Andrew on K's schedule? The answer is no.
Spider-Man 2 Friday. It's gonna be so good. Oh my god. I got the midnight release coming in.
Mhm.
Can't wait,
I wish I had time to play games. Not really.
bro.
I'm not gonna hold you. My excitement for Spider-Man 2 is like, I don't know, it's kind of down. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, the game just seems like all the other ones with Venom and Sandman and Mysterio. Like, it's not really that much of a difference, right?
That
Yeah, but
is
that's how they get you back.
that is a big criticism for Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's not enough of a new game. It's just improvements to the first one, which is
Well,
fine.
seeing that we don't have people up here yet, I think we will start off with. Uh, I don't want to call it a safe discussion, but we'll call it as a constant discussion topic that's always brought up. Superman versus Thor. Is Thor powerful enough to take down Superman now, or does Superman still have the advantage? So I'll throw out some invites to people. If people want to come up, they can come up. If not, that's their call.
Yes, sir.
I say it depends. Like, Thor, like, similar to any other comic book character, um, over time, there's like heavy like improvements and upgrades that Thor got that made him like stronger than how he was when they fought in that crossover. So I mean, I could see a case for Thor, but then it's Superman though. So I mean, that'll be a tough one, but it really just depends though.
I think that
Oh, no
Superman
worries
is
about it, Simpson.
faster.
What was that?
I think Superman is definitely faster than Thor, and he definitely has higher attack power. It's just that Thor has like really good hacks, so you'd have to argue that Thor's abilities are good enough to bypass Superman's durability and just outright just decimate him. But that's really hard to do.
Hmm. Cam, I need more Marvel people. I have a bunch of DC people, and then Hulky, who's like a mercenary. He does whatever he wants. But I need. I sent out this to a bunch of Marvel creators, and I don't know. I'm not seeing them. So,
They'll come. They're like you, Andrew. They have lives, you know. Kids to bed, then
do you
they can
think I
pull
did
up.
it too early? Do you think I did it too early?
I don't think so. I mean, 8 o'clock. It's probably a time zone thing, to be honest.
I think I'd do it early, give us more time to do discussions because we were only able to get like two or three last time.
That was not because of how you started or when you started. That was because the topics were like the most highly debated topics on Comic Talk.
Yeah, that's true. What was it? It was is Black Panther a master martial artist or not?
Anything BP is 2 hours minimum.
That's not a lie there. Boom, 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 boom. Well, oh, Miss Lucy wants to come up. Here we go.
Oh, how I've waited for this moment.
Really?
Oh, the lightning and thunder literally trembles and screams before me when I see what I want and I'm getting ready to conquer in their living room. Um, oh, you think you're so full of it, huh? Andy, Andy. One thing I should do, I should go ahead and go to Wonder Woman and then like literally steal her crown and then show it to you as a peace offering. But I know, of course, I won't win that fight, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So me just being there and just walking away will be good enough for you. I'd be like, yeah, I was there, and I walked away. So now, I think the real question. Oh, and I got my own boy Apex with this too. Oh yeah, we go. Oh yeah, it's on. Yeah, like I got the
The
green
fuck's
on my
going on?
side. Oh hey Apex, I got the green on
I
my
don't even know
side.
what the fuck's going on. Are we done?
Okay. Just bear along with me. Just follow me. So, Andy, I think the real question is, my good sir, do you
Yes.
feel lucky? Punk?
Do I
Do
feel
you feel
lucky?
lucky? Do
I
you feel
am
lucky,
never
punk?
lucky in life.
You should, you know what? You should be
If you
scared because
play
I got.
D&D, if you play D&D with Andrew, you know his dice rolls ain't that lucky.
Yeah. You guys could have died a couple of times, not gonna lie.
Yeah. To
See, I
be fair,
told
I
you.
probably should have died a couple times, and we've only been in 2 sessions.
Oh, well, I just want to say, Andy, the new Wonder Woman issues the recent Wonder Woman issues I've been reading, they're coming along just fine. I love them.
Wonder Woman's always been consistently good. But
It's she's been amazing. I cannot believe this child literally went against Apollo and the moon. I said, oh my gosh, that's insane.
should I just throw this up here? Maybe this will lure some people in.
So, Andrew, why are you showing Detective Chimp victims versus Hit Monkey victims? You should have Detective Chimp versus Hit Monkey up there, man.
I'm trying to do this open invitational live, but all the people that I thought were going to be coming up haven't gone up yet. And I don't want to just be Abyss here rittering off on why he hates Daredevil.
Who hates Daredevil?
I
Oh
do.
wow.
Just fucking with you.
What
I'm just
in
fucking
the
with you.
actual?
Daredevil sucks.
Okay, to
Hey,
be real with you, to
yo,
be real with you, Abyss, to be real with you, who on Sam Hill would hate a blonde man?
I ain't gonna say
A
all
Here's
that.
the
blind
question. Here's,
man, a
Abyss, here's
blind
the
man.
question. What character do you not like? Very
Like,
good.
just to be real with y'all, like Daredevil is so bland. Come
Facts,
on,
Jay.
he's so
Jay gets
bland.
it. Jay gets it.
Oh,
I can, I
why do you
can,
do that as if you were stretching? You're like Vax.
I
No,
can name
I was connected with the group.
like
Uh,
out of all the blind fictional characters, Daredevil is not. Like, he's not him. Like,
Stick is better.
Nah, Daredevil's got the best stories.
no, I think you might want to calm down before I get the Punisher to punish you.
yeah, Punisher's
Yeah.
better than
Oh,
Daredevil.
Punisher is brought up with Jack and Alive.
Wait. Oh my God, what? He's gone?
What?
Wait, you said what happened to him?
No, I said Punisher was brought up when Jack is in the live.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he got taken out. He's not. He's no longer in the comic. I said, wait, no.
What's that big cat check? I'm I'm good. Just waiting on some more people. Yeah, no, I need enough people for the discussion to be started. That's the thing. And
Of course.
yeah,
Hello. Also, Andy, how are you doing? How are you doing today, Andy? I forgot to ask that. Also, hi,
I'm
Cactus
doing
Shop.
good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm blessed. I just came up here to say what's up to you. You know what's up.
So, Andrew, what's the bottom one?
Up, get it.
Oh, this is just fighters in general, right? It's not necessarily one versus the other kind of thing. It's more like which company has the best martial artist pound for pound.
I can't. I was asking like, who's on the bottom? I can't see who it is.
Oh,
Oh,
Batman,
Batman and
Black
Oh,
Phantom.
Panther.
thank God it's Batman.
Yeah,
Really?
Grits if Batman
Yeah,
wasn't at the
I
bottom
was
then.
kind of hoping it wasn't Batman, considering the rest of the list is pretty nice. But
I'm not.
just
I'm
had
not
to
gonna
put him in
hold
there,
you.
didn't I?
Out of this whole list, and even on both sides, I gotta go DC, man. Like,
Well,
come on.
Oh,
it's not just
please.
the people on this list. It's in general. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
people
We'll
other
get to
like
that
Black
soon.
Canary or Wolverine or
Fucking
whatever
Hit
other people do.
Monkey.
yeah. I would say DC, man. Like, any company that has Daredevil and Hawkeye, like that's already an L for me.
Out of anybody in Marvel you could have dissed, we gotta go with Daredevil? Oh, hell
He
no.
sucks, bro. Like, there's nothing cool about Daredevil. Oh yeah,
You got
yeah,
Drip, though.
fine.
You guys. We all can fight together. We're all
Like,
one as one. We can all be equally great. Come on, put your hand in.
like,
Like a red flag.
I mean, the only compliment I'll give
Never
Daredevil is
mind.
that he had a good show. He had a good show.
Oh, see, that's nice. See, that's
Played
nice.
it good with the Punisher showing up.
Oh. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. If y'all don't like hearing me brag on fucking Daredevil, y'all really don't want to hear me talk about Superman.
Superman is
Apex,
super. Superman is
it,
super.
it's
He sucks too.
it's
So
Apex's religion to do that. It's just like a character trait he has. He can't
yeah,
help it.
No, no, no. But Superman is our. He is our guy. He's
he
number
is the
one.
he is
Come
the
on.
great white hopeless.
Oh my lord.
I mean, he's better than Captain America. Let's be honest.
Oh, wait, Superman. Wait, come on, now, hold on. Superman has everything.
I mean,
Superman.
Superman.
Captain America is
Superman,
human.
Or better, you
even
saying
as
like
a
character
song,
wise?
like, come on.
You mean character wise? He said.
Like, like when it comes to Superman, like, there's nothing Captain America, like, there's no sense of, like, no, hold on, let me try to explain this. Like, Captain America's cool, but he's not Superman cool.
I will
He's
say
not super cool.
it's more entertaining to read than Captain America. I'll say that, but I still don't fucking like him.
Dude, every single Captain America book puts me to sleep. He's my second favorite Marvel character.
That's what
Unless
Daredevil
he's
does
on
to
a
me, bro. It's like a
unless
bottle
he's
of
on a team
NyQuil.
up, I fall asleep right away.
Just think
I
about
think.
Marvel though. They don't be having good solo runs.
No.
I'd have a bottle of
Oh.
NyQuil faster than a Daredevil comic.
Well, that's what I always said. Marvel is better at the team up books, where DC does better with the solo runs.
I think the real thing is we need to like, hyping up this live, We could all agree, of course, that this is 50-50, Marvel's good and like DC's cool, right? Come on. Oh, oh. Right? Come on, I'm pretty sure we can all agree to that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about that.
I
Oh,
wouldn't want
okay.
to live in Marvel, though.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Oh,
Marvel seems like it's terrifying. New York City itself is like an atom bomb waiting to happen.
okay. Well, no, wait, not too much now, because Gotham City now is pure. It's supposed to be evil,
Dude, Gotham City needs one man with no powers to hold it together.
and it's still.
New York City needs the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Heroes for Hire, like all of
I'm,
them.
I'm
Wait,
I
gonna
wait,
be
think
wait,
that
wait,
fair.
wait,
city.
I'm gonna be
wait,
fair.
wait,
I
wait.
think
Gotham is still
Metropolis.
acting terrible.
I think
Yeah,
Metropolis
but
would
you
be
know
the
what?
worst
It
one.
doesn't need all those superheroes.
I think Metropolis would be
Not
probably the
even.
worst one to live
Metro.
in. Think about it.
Hold on.
You just got off work and you step out in the parking lot and Superman chucks your car at Doomsday and misses.
I ain't gonna lie, Gotham is not that like dangerous. Keep it all
Dude,
stacked.
sitting in your living room watching TV out of nowhere, fucking amazing on
Oh, you
Superman
wish. Oh, no,
crashing
no,
through the
no, no,
fucking
no, no,
wall.
no, 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 no. Hold on. Get
I
Nightcrawler
can
in
hear
here
you
right
fine.
now. Can we get Nightcrawler in here? Can we get Nightcrawler in here?
He said
Because
he's
of because
him.
Andy. Because let me tell you something, Andy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The Justice League. Really?
This is more
Just as what?
something
Hey,
than
fuck.
Bernthal.
Come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
no, just no. It's 3 tiers basically. So Ares would
Wait,
offset everything.
wait.
Eh,
Why are we excluding mid and high tiers?
I
Well, I
didn't say
mean,
any of that.
conceptual beings like the God of War really shouldn't be because Ares just would take the hit. What I would say, uh,
Yeah, I would say
we can
that she
discuss Wonder
is.
Woman.
She really is
Let's say it this
actually.
way: I will let you guys discuss it because again, we need Marvel. We need Marvel people up here.
Okay.
I mean,
I and you got one of them.
okay, so Miss Susie's
Okay,
over number four,
wait a minute,
but
wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Can we please get Nightcrawler up here? Because he said he
I've
wants to
been
get up
trying
here.
to get Nightcrawler up here. He's dodging.
Please.
Yo, so there's, but I want to go back to Gotham. There's 3 reasons why it's good to live in Gotham. Okay,
One.
number one, cost of living is low,
W.
100%.
Face shows up in
No,
your every morning.
number two is that the Gotham crime lords or supervillains all have territories. So if I don't want to live in the territory where Two Face is at, or the territory that Black Mask is at, or if I want to live in Penguin territory, I just go into the territory that's the safest.
They can always expand their territory.
They can, but you know what? At least I have a general idea, which
You
goes
know
me to number
what?
three. Which brings me to number three. I don't want to be going out and get my caramel swirl iced latte from Dunkin' Donuts, and Darkseid's ass just falls on me out of
Oh,
nowhere because of a boom tube.
okay, okay. You know what? We're
Andrew
gonna do
Cook.
that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. You're gonna shove me. Oh, you're gonna shove me.
Dark
Okay,
side would fucking
okay.
jack
I,
your latte.
You see what he
I'm
just
just,
did? You
I'm
see
just
what he just
saying.
said?
Refresh.
I can't
Not to mention,
believe
like,
you.
all of Batman's villains go after Batman. The only time civilians get caught up, it's like such a small percentage of them.
And we have
What's
another
up,
DC
everyone?
universe up here.
Yeah, and most times when it is a civilian caught up in it, it's like an explosion or some shit. It's never like Batman like throwing people through a fucking building or something, right?
This is more of a PA to everyone. My Constantine videos will continue as of tomorrow.
Sorry, y'all.
I've
Oh, there
made
we go. He's coming back on the grind.
Yeah, man. I've got 3 videos
So
in the
it says.
draft. I just need to kind of fix them up and edit them, and then they'll be out.
How y'all doing?
The Constantine man. The truth. The Con-
Kiki.
I mean, we have people up here, so if you guys want to do a discussion about one of the topics, we can. I promised the street tier one for a couple people, so I'm waiting for them to become available, which should be in the next couple minutes. So if you guys
Yeah.
want to hit up a topic, you can let me know.
Gotham is always having crime in its city, and that city needs help.
Quick
Period.
question.
Wait.
Didn't you guys
You
already do this? Or like is this now just the first live of like being on Wednesday and stuff?
Wait,
This
what?
is the second open invitation, but we haven't started
Oh,
a
okay,
discussion
okay.
yet.
Okay.
I mean,
I
which
figured.
discuss.
Gotham is
Wait.
cursed. That's why it has
I
crime.
mean, I can only really discuss magic. So if anyone wants to discuss magic, then go ahead.
What's wrong
Right
with
now, we're
magic?
talking about the cost of living in Gotham.
Yeah,
Yes.
but is it like Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, but does Gotham still have that curse to where it be all evil in there? Like it
Nah, I
always
think that got
I
be?
think
lifted. That got
No, I think
lifted.
that got removed.
That got lifted.
And it's still going crazy. It's still going crazy.
When
I think it was Dark. I don't really follow the curse, but I think it was in Dark Knight's Metal. Could be wrong. But anyways,
I have a
regardless,
question.
I'll show the topics one more time because Tim was asking. The following topics are: first, DC or Marvel, which
Oh
has the
gosh.
better martial artists overall? It's not just these people here, but overall. Next is Superman versus Thor with all of Thor's upgrades. Is he able to take on Superman?
Mm-hmm.
After that, we have Superman has been shown consistently, whether directly, indirectly, automatically, or intentionally, absorb all various different forms of energy. Can he absorb the power cosmic? After that, Batman's family, the Bat
Okay,
family, versus Shadowcat. Who wins in the fight? After that, light speed reaction, dodging, and perception. What does that mean for street tier characters? And are they indeed reacting at light speed? And lastly, Hal Jordan,
Oh, no.
greatest Green Lantern of them all, versus Nova.
Oh
Who
no.
comes out on top?
That's gonna
Oh,
be something.
no. That's going to be interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
Cook.
Wait,
Which one will be interesting?
The
Nova
Hal
versus
Jordan Nova.
Hal?
Well, let's
wait,
do that one.
Both of them are
I
kind
got
of dumbasses.
that's the one.
why'd you call Hal Jordan the greatest Green Lantern of all time?
Yeah, it's
No,
obviously
because he is.
Kilowog.
Bro,
Yeah, I
John
don't,
Stewart, man.
I don't know about that. I see John
Space
Stewart.
Pig. My boy Space Pig.
Yeah, yo, Space Pig is GOAT.
I mean, John Stewart's the most popular one. Like he was in one of the greatest cartoons of all time.
First of all, Jon Stewart's most powerful right now because he has
I'm gonna be real with you. Like both Hal and Richard Rider are both kind of dumb. Like they're not very bright. I'm gonna be for real. So
I don't like Hal.
He said they're not very bright, and they
they
both
really
reside
ain't.
light.
Like
That's
if
cold.
you actually read some of their shit, like they really ain't all that smart.
That's cold. That's cold.
I don't mess with Hal.
Can I throw in like an extra one? Like, would you prefer to live in Raccoon City or Gotham?
Gotham. I don't want to deal with no tyrant.
Gotham is overrated. It is not that dangerous. I'm telling you.
Not that
I'm not
good.
gonna-
Dangerous. It's
I
dangerous.
think I
Gotham
take
is
my
no
chances
different
in
from
Raccoon
Chicago, but their villains have like powers.
Well, I mean, isn't Gotham based off
Gotham
Chicago?
is worse, in my opinion.
Oh, look, it's Gravity
A little
Titan.
bit.
I
It's
mean,
Might
Gabriel.
want to have a discussion about this.
give me
Okay.
Raccoon City. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll take that one.
Gravity, do you want to come up and talk about this?
Well, I mean,
Are
if
you
you can,
available?
I mean, the easiest way to kind of put this to bed is that you have to put the general population. What's the population of Gotham to the crime rate, and
Gravity
also split them
Titan.
into categories of Gotham as well.
Gravity Titan, no disrespect to you, like not so long ago, somebody asked what was the Green Lantern without his ring, and they said he was a nothing without it.
That's cat.
Personally, I wouldn't take that.
Well, I
That's
mean,
cat.
he is a fighter pilot.
Yeah, I mean, Green Lanterns. Wait, I don't even think currently Hal doesn't
I
even
would
need his
just,
ring.
I would just
No,
Hal
get
he can
Green.
stated
just
to
he can
be
just summon his ring.
Hal stated to be a skilled combatant, like a hand-to-hand combatant. So
I
he
was just
has
kidding. I was just
Gravity's
kidding.
looking to come up. Is anyone available to jump out so he can have this discussion?
Just say like Hal don't even need his ring currently. I don't think.
Gravity wants to come up.
Yeah,
I
can
could
somebody?
drop down.
Yeah. Please drop down. He wants to come up here.
he's meant.
Okay.
Oh, he did.
I feel bad. I should have dropped.
It is what it is.
What?
So you're really a whoa.
Go to bed. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh look, hey Lantern.
All right.
So I
So
love how
let's
you-
let's
wait,
talk
wait.
about. Yo,
I love how you can make it to Andrew's live, but every time I invite you, you're always working.
well, yeah, because I don't know what time zone it is for you, but dog, I work until 6.
To be fair, Misfit, whenever you do lives, they are like 3 p.m. on the East Coast. So like,
Well, I mean, it is
Yeah.
currently almost 2 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
so we might as well
Alright,
start off with this
here,
one,
hold on.
and we'll just get it out of the way.
Let me
Listen, the rules
lock my
of
door.
this live, just so everyone knows, the rules of lives are very simple. I don't get involved in the discussion. I'm here to monitor.
shit.
I'm here to host. Everyone can talk with each other. This isn't like a formal debate, it's just a discussion. But if anyone starts talking over each other or getting toxic or shitty, I'll kick them. It's that simple.
That's great.
There's
I'm
supposed to
just
be a
here to
nice
create
discussion.
controversy.
So, anyways,
Alright.
Hal Jordan versus Richard Rider. Who
Alright,
comes out on
cool.
top?
So I'm gonna start it off by saying, let's move down a tier and explain why base Sinestro would one-shot Nova into oblivion, and it wouldn't be a fight at all.
Bro, relax. Stick with Hal.
I can stick with Hal, yeah, but like Hal's above a emotional entity, Amp Sinestro. So I mean,
He's
I think that's
above-
pretty good. But yeah, Hal is just outclasses this man in every single way besides IQ. Like just they're not even comparable.
Whoever's watching like TV or something, can you just either mute or like turn down your TV volume?
Somebody, no, I think
Hey, yo,
it's,
shut up, Abyss. No man.
This guy Gravity. Is that for cutting you off in the voice call yesterday?
Dude, oh my god, I get cut off all the damn time, bro.
yeah, the Green Lantern could never.
So here's the question: Does
I'm fine.
anyone think that Nova wins? Anyone?
He in the void right.
No.
Dude, I sent the invite to Comic Tab, but he's not here.
You know what, Andy? You really trying to bark at something. You know,
Everyone right now, everyone in the group, in the chat, I want you guys all to send Comic Tab an invite.
oh my gosh, he's trying to start a fight.
Yo,
Yeah, Percy.
Gravity's over there hitchhiking.
Dude, damn right, bro. I'm always outside when I'm on this shit.
Andrew, you wanna? Dang.
He must really love nature.
Right now, it's everyone's so far. Everyone thinks it's Hal Jordan. This is such a big debate, right? Because everyone always brings up these two. So if no one's disputing it, we can say Hal wins. But I want
I
this
mean,
to be
I
a
think the
discussion.
big reason why people just get it is because they know what Hal can do, but they also bring up Al's feet.
I already mute, bro. Damn.
No. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so we're talking about this right here. We're talking in the comments. They're talking about like Nova got one-shotted by like a random mutant. That mutant was no mega level. The arrow that he was a top. It had poison in it. It had poison, so once it goes to your skin, you can't get it out of you. It's like literally, of course, a part of you, and it comes in to destroy your whole entire features and everything. You're gone by one touch.
Also bring up when he got bothered by Vulcan.
Homeboy got hit in the chest, right in the chest where the heart is. The heart.
I mean, Vulcan followed him though when he kicked him into the
Man,
wall.
you're really not helping with that.
Vulcan tried to off guard him too, and he just did.
So like seriously, couldn't be not right. It couldn't be Storm either. Not gonna hold you.
It couldn't be Storm.
No, 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 Marvel. No, I didn't say that.
No, but I think if we brought Comics Dad up, he would just bring up Hal's anti-feats while also bringing up Nova's feats. I
Well,
think
is
that's what
there
Yo, oh my
everyone
anyone in
god,
the
does.
chat right
guys,
now?
guys, did you know that Nova can go light speed? Oh my god, my
Who
whole mind just
can?
changed. Holy shit.
My guy,
Oh my
Wait,
Shazam can
god.
do that.
gravity. Are you being sarcastic or are you being real?
I'm being severely sarcastic.
Okay, thank you.
Not like Hal's not been doing that shit since like the 90s.
Is there anyone in the
Bruh.
chat that thinks that Nova wins?
Wait a minute. That's Nova? I thought that was Dr.
You thought Nova was Dr. Fate?
No, I thought that was Dr. Fate in that picture. Yeah, for a hot minute. I'm not even gonna hold you. Not even gonna hold you.
What?
What?
I mean, that
Not even gonna hold
was
you.
great design for Dr. Fate.
Before you say anything, yes, they do look a
Nah,
little similar.
we got to revoke your comics card.
Yeah, we really
You
got to do
can't
that
do
because that's
that.
wild. They do not look similar.
We
Except for
can.
I
no.
mean, I've been
I can
reading a
believe
lot of
you.
Dr. Fate for the last 10 years. I've never had him have 3 glowy balls in his chest.
Oh, they said Hal beats Nova.
Oh, Miss Usi, you got Nova winning or how?
Oh, to Nova. That's a hard one. I'm really trying to think on that one.
Alright, just to give you a little push here, one of them is like would one shot the other. So take that into consideration.
Wait, which Nova is
Oh,
that?
yeah, chill, bro.
Richard, that's Richard
It doesn't
Rider,
matter
isn't it?
which
All right.
Nova it is, but we'll just say Richard Rider since he's the strongest one. Whole Nova Force everything.
So you say any Nova is like getting one shot?
Between Richard and Sam, yes.
Okay. No. Well, no, I think Hal would win. One shot though. Oh man, I feel like that
One shot in character, obviously not, right? He's not
Yeah.
gonna do that in character. Death Battle, he's one shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's like this is Death Battle and it's like oh now you I don't know how do you do it on your own. Is this gonna be Death Battle or is it gonna be just like any character battle?
Yo, Gravity. Mike Barlow's asking a question in the chat.
Yeah, I just answered him. I said it could be an energy blast, a construct, a punch, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, or you're saying like, cause it's like, are we like, if we're gonna talk, like, since we're talking about this, are we gonna talk about like in character, or are we gonna like be using Death Battle? If there's like, I don't know.
Generally, I do
Explain what you do, Dander.
but most people usually do a death battle. So it's really up to you guys because this discussion is for you
Yeah.
guys to have.
I mean,
I'm
with
just
Death... Oh, sorry. All right, on you go.
no, I was gonna say I'm surprised but not surprised. Like I mean, again, I have no dog in the fight. I just thought there'd be more Nova people supporters in here because it's always brought up in Comic Talk, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Good question. Good question. So, like, what is Nova's greatest feat ever to like actually get him on par? Like,
No.
So, Nova. Oh, shit, cars. The thing about yeah, I'm on the side of the road. It's my bad. So the thing about Nova, right? A lot of his greatest feats that people like to use have a lot of context to them, like with Galactus or Annihilus or Sphinx or something like that.
I've only read
And
his Nova stuff, so I know a little about Nova, but not much to say.
his Annihilation one was pretty good. The Annihilation event was fire. But he doesn't have a feat that would even put him like. And happily, this hasn't become like a weird thing to say, but he doesn't have a feat that would even put him on the level of Guy Gardner. Beating Atrocitus would be a better feat, which is something Guy Gardner has. That's something on the level of what Nova does not have.
That's wild thinking.
Like it's not a fair fight.
Would you put him up against a 0 hour Hal? Would that be fair?
Dude, bro.
I mean, we all
He
know what he
looks at
does
that
in
man and he's wiped away from existence. We're talking about a
Gravity,
closest
you are forgetting
character
about that
versus
boulder.
Nova.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
that is right. Nova did lift a boulder. That's true.
Nova
I mean,
only
that's a
really
great
stands
Funny
a
take. I'm
thing to
chance
say,
sorry.
if
man.
it's like Ryan Reynolds, Al Jordan.
No, but
Yes,
he beat
dude.
Parallax. He beat Parallax. That's all we need.
True, but that wasn't necessarily on his own. He was gonna die in the end anyway,
Oh
because of
yeah.
the sun.
So
Imagine
like,
this is like Golden Age and somebody would just try to bring up, oh, Nova has a yellow helmet. Like, what?
so like with Annihilus, with I don't know if it's
Loco,
recent.
relax.
I don't know much about Annihilus, but like basically, who has he actually defeated? That's like very strong so far.
Um, who has a nihilist defeated,
Yeah, because like
or like who has Nova?
hasn't the Fantastic Four like
Annihilus,
killed
Annihilus did kill
him?
Annihilus did kill Quasar during the Annihilation run, and when
He
Nova,
did. He did straight up overpower Quasar
yeah,
and kill
he
him.
straight up fucked him up. But
He's also fought Thanos.
yeah.
He did lose, but he still did fight him. Um,
Nova tried to fight
I'm
Annihilus though during Annihilation. That shit was funny because
Loco thinks
Annihilus like
bro.
Hal would
punched
take
him
a
in the
seat.
side of the head, and then he like flew out of the ship crying.
Bro, he
Personally, I think Hal would take a seat. Yeah, Hal would take a seat as he watches his constructs rip Nova apart.
that boulder that Nova lifted, like Loco made a joke and Ash was at 17 tons.
Yeah, I
It
think
could have been 17 tons. I
Yo,
don't think
yo,
because it wasn't a normal ass boulder. I forget what
Oh,
material that was.
Andy, somebody can take my spot. I have to. Somebody's calling me.
Okay,
yo,
cool. Thank you.
to be honest, you are aware that Kazar has been on par with Thanos as well, right?
Kate also not another Nihilist thing. He also made Drax the Destroyer shit his pants just by showing up.
Yo, Loco, you want to bring up how that shit was retconned?
Yo, no. Look at the one before that. One physical feat. Name it, Gravity. One physical feat. That's all
What?
we need. Name one physical feat Hal has. Apparently, he has none.
Okay. A weakened Hal Jordan was able to damage Superman with hits.
Like straight up damage him, or
Like, straight up damaged him. And we know he was weakened because after that, Superman states, I'd hate to see how hard you hit when you're in the right mind. Implying that because he wasn't in the right mind, he was weakened. But that was because, I want to say it was Parallax, but it really wasn't. There's nothing to prove it. It was most likely Hector Hammond. Because he had off-guarded Hal with... Oh, car. He had off-guarded Hal with his telepathy while Hal was talking to Superman.
damn, that's wild.
He was physically hanging with Zod too during their fight.
I mean, he was also hanging with
Oh, yeah.
Hal, who basically tanked Star Eater.
And that was 0 Hour Parallax. Now, it wasn't
7-11,
0 Hour Parallax the one that
Chili
had
pork rind.
absorbed all the crisis energy, but he still had all the other external powers.
Okay, yeah, that's wild. I did not know that. Well, I mean, in Final Night, he didn't have anything.
What did you say?
In Final Night, he had nothing, and he still survived being eaten by the Sun Eater. Like, his will killed the Sun
Well,
Eater.
he still had Parallax, though.
No, but the point was being that current Hal is stronger than Parallax Hal.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So based off that Parallax feat alone, putting Hal above that is technically a durability and physical feat.
Well, in his Grant Morrison run, which season 1 was horribly boring, I'll admit it, but in the beginning of his Grant Morrison run, he had killed a Sun Eater, and these Sun Eaters were stated to be stronger and far hungrier than any we've ever seen.
I see you at Apex. I agree. That might have to be brought up.
Right. I was thinking like next live kind of thing, but if you want to do it now, hey.
Oh,
Well, no, I
W's.
might save it for a next open live. But I mean, hey, if no one disputing this, so we can move on to another one. If we can just settle this whenever someone does like a matchup or a gauntlet or something like that. I think we're safe to say run it day. Yeah. Unless someone wants to dispute it.
No, I got I'm not gonna lie.
Like I said, I wish we had a knowledgeable Nova person here that was supportive of
I'm
like
knowledgeable on
common
Nova.
dad, so that he
Yeah,
can.
we
Oh,
got
oh,
to
you
get
mean?
comics data
Oh,
from
my
him.
bad.
Neither one of them is
Yeah,
that
I
good,
mean,
but
like
that
I
was
don't
really
want
good
to
point.
do this where it's like not having someone from the other side, but let's let's have this discussion. I think this would be a good one to go into before we get to the three tier.
All right.
Okay, so the premise of this discussion is very simple. We have seen Superman intentionally, unintentionally, directly, indirectly, quickly, and purposely absorb all different kinds of energies, whether it be dark crisis energy, apocalyptic energy, magic, certain radiations, kryptonite, cosmic energy from Starman, all these different kind of energies. If this is the case, can Superman absorb the power cosmic either directly or indirectly?
The
That's
power
the topic.
cosmic.
My argument, just based off of him absorbing magic, then 100%.
Gravity, mute up. It sounds like
Oh,
there's a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
background
Sorry,
noise.
I'm on the fucking highway. That's my bad, bro.
No, it's all good.
No, it's all good.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
just him absorbing magic in DC alone, I can instantly say that that's a valid argument because the way DC
Huh?
magic works is it's kind of like Marvels where you have the Order, you have magic, you have the kind of satanic stuff. But magic is kind of those are all stem from the true source of magic, and Clark absorbed a full blast of the true source of magic, which can arguably be on par, if not stronger, than the power cosmic. So yes, I
Wait.
would definitely say yes.
So wait, why would you say that it would be like stronger on par with with the power cosmic?
Because what have we seen from the power cosmic?
whoever's playing
I
Mortal Kombat, if you
believe
don't
that
mind
it's
lowering
limitless,
it.
if I'm not mistaken.
That's a bitch. I'm calling it right fucking now. I'm calling it right fucking now.
Is what?
What?
The Mortal Kombat in the background.
I'm not playing Mortal Kombat. I'm on my computer.
Oh, never mind then. I take back what I said.
Say sorry, Gravity.
So hold on, what was the question?
What
I'm sorry, Poppy.
what have we seen the power cosmic do? Like, what abilities does it grant you to do?
Well, we have seen it a lot. We have seen the power cosmic
So you
absorb
can
energy.
you can regen from a micro basically from you can come back from nothing. That's something that DC Magic has been able to do since the 60s, and it's gotten much better since now. We've seen it able to tank celestial blasts, which DC Magic has also been able to do. Like, what else has it been able to show? Like, what other characteristics does it
So
have over DC
wait,
Magic?
wait,
The
how did you?
fucking
Wait, how do you say?
DC magic is magic. The power cosmic is a fucking plot device.
I mean, you could argue that DC Magic is also there depending on who's using it.
All right. So, so what you're saying is that everything that the power cosmic can do, DC
Mad,
Magic has already done.
yes.
Yeah, it also depends on the host. Yeah, Eli, you is correct.
So,
I'm pretty
so
sure. Didn't Human Torch have the power cosmic at one point as well?
Hmm?
You said what?
I said didn't Human Torch have the power cosmic at one point as well?
I
I'm
mean, who
pretty
hasn't
sure.
had it?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that
Yes.
recently in like the current Fantastic Four run, I'm pretty sure like their powers is like a variant of it. Like the power.
I think the more appropriate answer for that is who hasn't had the power cosmic.
It's kind of like the Phoenix Force. It's the horror of the Marvel universe.
Like they've had so many hosts. There's been so many heralds now that I've lost
Was
count.
was Spider Man? Was Cosmic Spider Man? Was that the Enigma Force, or was that the Power Cosmic?
That was the Enigma Force.
All right, yeah, because I was confused because I called him Cosmic Spider Man when it wasn't his power base. It was wild.
That as well. Like we've seen the power cosmic be able to reality warp on like a multiversal level, which was also being shown in DC.
So like, will you have it on par or over?
As again, it'd be dependent on who's using it.
Yeah.
So basically for Thor, why was he able to with the power cosmic? Because I haven't read that back on that.
Galactus in the Thor 2020 run, I'm pretty sure Galactus gave it to him. Like he was giving him, he gave it to him. He made him a herald because of Black Winter and all that stuff was happening.
Thor was also powerful enough to steal it, though.
Yeah, no, and Thor stole it and made it for himself too. He took it from himself because he was Galactus tried to take it back, and Thor was like, "Nah, this is not." Free said something like, "It's not yours" or something like that.
Do you
So
want me to repeat the
this is
question,
right.
Cactus?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I said no. I said
Oh,
basically.
that question. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, the question was is when did Thor get the power cosmic
He's
that he was
24.
actually Marvel guy?
Yeah, so I was asking like, yeah, I was saying like how. So,
Yeah.
so mostly, so basically, Galactus did give it to him at first, right?
Thor literally played the Uno reverse card on Galactus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you
During
gift
the
me with
fight
this?
with
That's a bad decision.
he gave it up
Nah,
during the fight with
Thor is him
Beta
though.
Ray Bill, didn't he?
What'd you say?
I would say he gave it up during his like fight with Beta Ray Bill, didn't he? Because Bill was like, "Oh, you need the power cosmic or something."
No. Yeah. Yeah. The thing, the fight with Bill, he still had it. He just turned the power
I
off.
think we're going a bit off topic here.
Mhm.
I'm trying to like figure out like who has absorbed it like from like basically without being bestowed upon. So
Well, I think it was.
Who?
I think it was. Like Jack said, Electro was able to absorb it, as well as Scene, it, and then Rogue was unable to. So
you said
Electro was
unable
able to
to.
absorb it.
You
But
said what?
isn't electro basically pure energy though? So I think it would make more sense.
Well, the concept of this is not so much what the power cosmic can do versus what other powers can do. Is the fact that we've seen Superman absorb crisis energy, new god energy, basically cosmic energy
Yeah.
from DC, magic, magic-based solar energy, various different form of radiation,
Yeah.
even kryptonite. So the question is within that resume of energies he's absorbed,
Yeah.
could he,
See,
you know,
See, I was making more of a comparison between magic and the power cosmic. Is it similar levels of power? If not, what's stronger? In
Yeah.
my personal opinion, DC magic is probably on par, as again, depending on who's using it. So I think based off that alone, I think there is a valid argument for Clark being able to absorb it.
Don't tell him to drive me, goddammit.
I think Crisis energy is just more powerful than the power cosmic. So Superman in Dark Crisis absorbing all of that Crisis energy, I think that just shows that he can absorb power cosmic.
I ain't never read Dark Crisis, so like, how strong is Crisis energy?
Yeah.
For sure.
Zero repair Lex. He's above zero parallax too.
Yeah. Didn't Doctor Doom just like manipulated the power cosmic? Didn't he have it at one point as well, or was it something different?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that? I was reading
I
the
said,
comments.
I said for Doctor Doom, I said didn't he also have the power cosmic at one point, or is that something else? And they started being manipulated.
He might have. I can't remember if he did. I know he took it beyond his power. So I don't know if he took the power cosmic though.
Wait, do we know who fired the magic blast to Clark?
What?
Fired the magic blast. Well,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. Clark absorbed. Oh, you mean back when he did the heat vision struggle?
Yeah. Because
I
I know
forget the
that
girl's
was
name, but that wasn't absorption. That was power. That was, you can say that is a
deflecting. It was more like a
durability
deflect.
and a heat vision feat. But the times that he absorbed magic was threefold. He absorbed it with, in this instant, when he was struck by it randomly. Number two is when he literally absorbed it from the land. And number three was when Apollo hit him with magical solar
Oh, if he
radiation. So it
absorbed
kind
it
of
from
solar
the
radiation.
if he absorbed it from the land, then that'd be like the true source of magic. So it's not like just taking like order or chaos or the illusions or whatever. This is the true like source of magic. So yeah, he can probably definitely take it.
I
Yeah,
think Casey Comics asked a good question. Is there any reason why you think he wouldn't be able to absorb it?
I think
so mostly I like to point out that yeah, Doctor Doom did have it at one point, but he did use a machine to actually absorb it. So I don't know if that would be like actually be correlated with Superman actually able to absorb it at a certain point, but because like there's no drawback from it. So hmm.
that's wild. No, I think this is tough. Because I mean, he's absorbing stuff like this, and then you're saying like Dark Crisis energy is that powerful.
I mean, didn't he take a blast from like Silver Age Mordor as well?
I believe so.
Well, I mean, this current Mordor is stronger, but the Silver Age still had some crazy feats. So if he was
Wait,
able to do that, but I
wait,
don't. I think it was. I don't think it was Clark. I think it was Superboy who done that.
wait,
And
take
the thing to think about this topic too is also that when Clark absorbs energy, it can be purposely. Like in this instance where he grabbed the woman's arm and just simply absorbed all her
That's
radiation,
Rampage.
or it could be accidental when he just absorbed Starman's cosmic power and he was just exposed to it and it flowed into his cells. So then, again, we have to think about how Superman is as an energy absorber and to a slight degree, I don't know if I want to say energy manipulator. That might not be the right word because he's absorbing energy, he's not manipulating it. But we have to think about that, right? If he is around the power cosmic, if he gets blasted by the power cosmic, what does that mean?
I was gonna ask because he was like too because Eli was like referencing in the comments saying it depends on the wielder because like could he absorb Galactus's energy, and I was gonna go back to the Thor his 2020 run where he had gave it to Thor. So I mean like I was gonna sit there and ask if he gave it to Thor. Like was Thor like willingly like just letting him give it to him to absorb it, or was he just putting the power in him without him absorbing it?
I think
I
he just.
believe he was bestowing it. Yeah.
All right, so like, okay, so Thor didn't just like straight up absorb it from him until after.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because I was kind of confused on that. Because like,
On a, on a side note, not to get off topic, but this is
yeah,
one of the reasons why I think Superman versus Hulk would be a wild fight because
Yeah.
Hulk indirectly like we've seen it with Thor. Thor is not really an energy absorber on the same level Superman is, and he got turned into a Hulk just by being exposed by a high level of gamma radiation. Imagine if Superman fights Thor, not Thor, Hulk, and radiation is a variation of what is it called? Solar radiation. So, like, if the Hulk fought Superman, Superman could just absorb his gamma radiation continuously, and then you got a Superman Hulk.
yeah, that's wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do think like Superman definitely can absorb Hulk's gamma radiation.
No, that's
we're
not
gonna
allowed. You're
be
not allowed to use that for Clark because it's not in character for him to do that.
no, but here's the thing: he doesn't need to be in character because
Def,
again, Hulk. How many times has Hulk radiated people just by simply being around them?
all
Like
right.
half of his fucking family has been affected because of Hulk being around them. So like, same thing can be said: if Superman is this much of an energy absorber just by by nature, why wouldn't he be able to absorb gamma radiation?
But I think the argument people would use it with it over if he was able to do it, how much could he take without him basically being overloaded? Or if he
I
could
just
be
believe that
overloaded.
mostly it can just be safely assumed that he can absorb it.
I'm saying, I mean, like if this man has absorbed kryptonite, which is literally his weakness, or absorbed dark crisis energy, then I don't know. Because how like do we know how strong Hulk's gamma radiation is? Like how strong is it?
I mean, theoretically, yeah. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
wild.
theoretically infinite. It's based off,
Yeah, he's
a
just
bunch
like
of
that.
factors, but he can just keep on amping himself with gamma
When he
because he himself is the source of the gamma radiation.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
basically, like Hulk is like living gamma radiation.
kind of. He's like a battery almost.
Yeah. Because I was gonna ask like the time he absorbed kryptonite, like which is on the panel that you showed. When he absorbed that, was it like weakening him? Or like nah.
So initially, when he absorbed the kryptonite, it was weakening him, and then he absorbed it. And although it empowered him to the levels that he normally is at, it was also killing him. So theoretically, taking in adverse powers like
Absorbing
kryptonite,
cancer.
yeah, it's going to eventually kill him. But kryptonite is one of the few energies that he would absorb that he would actually be weak to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to switch up the topic soon, but does
Uh,
that, what's the consensus of this? Do you think he could absorb power cosmic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. He
Cactus Jack?
would.
Does, oh, okay. Well, is there anyone here that thinks he couldn't?
uh-uh.
Cool. That makes it easy. I know the next topic we're going to do is the street tier Marvel versus DC one.
I'm not gonna lie.
I've been waiting for some Marvel creators to come up that have said that they were interested, but I haven't seen them yet. But there are some creators that I did promise to come up for this also.
Yeah, I can hop down for
So
one.
if it's okay with you, it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
Honestly,
can.
then
Yeah, I can
there
hop.
may
I can
not.
hop down though, because I'm not really knowledgeable on like the martial arts stuff. So I can definitely hop down for somebody.
Sure.
If you
If
need
you want to
DC
come back
people
up,
to hop
Marvel guy,
down,
you
I will
definitely
hop
can.
down.
Yeah, but definitely like, thank you for having me up here. It was good talking to all y'all.
Thank you, brother. And like I said, you can
Good
hop
talking to you,
back
man.
up
Peace.
whenever
Easy
you want.
gangy.
Yeah, y'all take care.
Um,
You
and
too.
like I said, right now, I think this is not what I wanted to do, but I think it's going to be an uneven thing because
Here,
Abyss, K,
I'll just dip out.
I mean, I can
okay,
play devil's advocate.
it's up to
I'll
Maybe
you.
just dip out
I'd
and let
rather have I'd rather have it
I'm,
be even Steven, but I mean,
I mean,
I
we can
mean,
move
do
on. We can move
DC.
on to a different topic until the viewers come up.
well,
I
Yeah,
don't
we
know,
these
we
man.
we,
few
This
we, we
topics were like kind of the big ones
dude,
for the
it's
Marvel and
908. I
DC
can't keep
creators.
on right. I not to sound inconsiderate because that's not what I want to do, but I can't keep on pushing back stuff
Yeah.
just this live is open invitational. I want it to be open to everyone. So if certain creators don't want to come up, that's fine. I want to open it up to other people. So if the
Yeah, that's right.
discussion is going to be the discussion, then yeah,
face back.
whoever's here for that. So
All right. Um, I'll hop down so that when a Marvel person joins, they can just join up immediately.
okay,
How many DC and how many Marvels up here?
All right. Thanks for having me up here. I appreciate it, Andrew. If I don't come back,
On the DC side.
adios.
thank you, Gravity.
Stay
Have a
I'll
safe.
good
Don't
just be
one.
get hit
chilling
by a
in
car.
chat. I'll try not to.
How many Marvel, how many DC people are up here?
Well, I know Abyss, Cactus Jack, Hay, and Grayson are DC. I know that.
So everybody's
I
basically
don't know
DC.
what
The
Stan is.
decent side.
I'm gonna try to shut up.
So
Please,
is that five then?
is there any people that have an opposing view for Marvel that would like to come up?
Yo, but Andrew, I think we have five people who are for DC up here right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
know it's going to be uneven.
I'll drop if
So
necessary.
I'm saying we can mostly just like try to debate for both sides just in case, so we can like have an actual discussion and agreement on like an understanding for both sides.
I mean, I was kind of
um,
hoping for more of a magical topic so I can get involved. That's the only reason I came up. But if people start coming in, then I'll drop.
okay, well, can you text? Are you going to be on DC or Marvel? Because if you're going to be on DC, it's going to be uneven.
He's gonna be on DC.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna get jumped
Blaze,
in here. Ain't gonna
Blaze.
lie.
Are you gonna be Marvel? Let's see. What's happening, brother?
Nah, he's definitely Marvel. Nah, that
Are you
ass. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
are you gonna be
Where
repping
the
Marvel
Marvel
this
heads
month?
at, bro? Them niggas stay ducking, bro. That shit crazy.
For real, bro.
No, they
They don't.
hide in the comments.
What happened?
They hide in the comments, but when it comes to lives, they're too scared to come out.
Facts. They
I
only
mean,
go live when they hosting it, bro. That shit crazy.
I
I don't know
mean,
if you want to come up, Marvel, if you're
Yo,
able
someone
to.
send this to
If
comics,
not, that's
bro.
fine.
Comic versus.
Nah, they scared of the hive mind, bro.
No, if you're mutes with like the big Marvel creators, just start sending.
Let me see if I'm
Yo, okay, hit your boy CR.
Didn't you say comics dead? Is loose is
I
let me
mean,
see if loose.
I have a few here I can send to. Wait a second. Oh, shit.
Lucid,
Bruh.
Pull all your Panther fans together.
Oh no.
Can't my
No,
ass.
it's
It's
not
gonna
happening.
be
I
DC.
need to stay up.
But are these specific matchups or the verse as a whole?
The
Versus
verse as a whole.
I think DC has better martial arts.
I'm gonna invite Nava. I haven't heard from Nava in a minute. Where he been at?
I think he says, is he come up here?
Okay, I've kind of just
I don't
noticed
know.
the majority of my mutuals are just purely DC.
Let me see what I can get, bruh.
I think I have like Brother Battle. That's literally it. Maybe Captain
Nava.
Cosmo.
I can
Everyone in
maybe
the
get
chat, if you
Soul.
could share the live so that we can get. I just want to have diversity in terms of Marvel and DC. I don't want to be heavy on one side. Forky is going to be up here. The only one repping Marvel.
I know, we're gonna fucking jump my ass.
Yeah, we
Nah,
have
Key, we
6
like
right
you too
now.
much. It's
Hey,
not
the
happening.
fact
You're
is, I'm in the
protected.
freaking. I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Listen, Key, you're protected. You're safe.
I guess we can just go one by one. If you don't want to do it like that.
Nah, but
What
there's
did we
nobody
lose?
on Marvel's side up here right now.
Oh, I see.
I
Everybody's
think
on DC right now.
Key and Misfit, right? Is that about it?
No, Key left. Key left.
Oh.
And I thought Misfit said he was gonna leave as well because he said he was more geared towards like the
Yeah.
magical side.
I'll be straight up that I'm only logical when it comes to magic, and like when it comes to street tiers, I am logical, but nowhere near as much as like everyone else here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have to get
yeah.
some people to drop? Do we have to like drop down or?
I don't think
how we
I don't
doing?
think that it comes down to dropping. It's like it's if these creators actually want to come up.
Right.
Yeah, we just
That's
need
the other
Marvel
thing.
people.
Like I will
Other
straight up
thing.
say that I think DC street tiers are better than Marvel street tiers.
Well, I think it's
Cash,
martial
what do you
arts. I don't think
take?
it's street teams as
He
a
said
whole.
straight martial arts.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah.
But then even if you go for that side, like you're the only one here. So.
Oh
Straight
my
martial
God,
arts, I
Grace
would say DC because I believe in DC martial art. They kind of try to add powers to you, like the ability to harness you.
Oh. Okay.
Various other.
Oh my God, Grace is pulling out the Air Max lines.
The hive mind just unbeatable, bro.
Is there? I don't know, man.
You,
The reason why I want to do this live is so that there would be an honest discussion about this stuff without there being like dodging or stitching or toxicity or anything like that. And it's just a little disappointing. And I get other people have their lives, so it's not like obviously if they have stuff going on, like if they can't hop up, that's fine. But
I'm kind of confused because Marvel fans will consistently want to come up and defend their characters, but in the comments, but will never come to lives.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
facts.
know, bro.
Incarnate, bruh.
What do you say?
Incarnate said they can't wait to be in a live together with one DC
One
guy.
DC? Nah, that's
Yeah.
bro. They are.
it's almost like they're a bigger hive mind than us.
Oh no, I would gladly
Oh
go to a
man.
full live if it came like down to pure like magic. I'd gladly take on an entire group of live.
You can't win, man. They just get over talk you. You can't win.
Oh no, I will swallow my mic to get my point
Yes!
across.
Okay, we
That
got
man
we got
Abyss.
one. That's bro. Gracie, wait, is that Gracie or Abyss?
That was Abyss, bro.
I love Nightcrawler.
That's good.
Oh man.
Yo, Nightcrawler, this time is better than
Nightcrawler
mine,
is
man.
Head of X is standing strong on the mountain. The only Marvel person that came.
I'll have to pull a 1v8, 1v7.
1v7.
Bro, you're not
That's not
going
what
to
I
be
want to do though.
so.
But Grayson, you know
Okay,
what?
okay.
Honestly,
Johnski's
I
here.
think that
Johnski's here. That's
Wait,
fine.
Get
Andrew, what'd you
Jonathan.
say?
Get Jonathan in here.
oh, Johnny, you want to come up? I think you're.
Well, depends on his
I don't
take.
know if you're
Like,
more Marvel or
I'm
I'll,
not.
dro-
assuming it's
I'll
more.
drop. I'll drop down for
He's
John.
definitely going to say Marvel.
I appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Thank
like
you.
almost 1,000% chance.
Yes, sir. Make it active.
That dude
Alright.
ED at M.
So
He said he wants to join.
Who?
Who?
I
do got to
dude,
point out
what's
that
happening, Johnny?
he's got like a Rorschach 50.
Oh, bro.
I don't think, based on each 1v1, I don't think it is a definitive Marvel
Well, it's
wins most
not.
of the time
Wait.
versus
It's not the
DC
people
or
showing.
something
It's
like
like
It's
the
that.
post
diverse
as a
as a
whole.
whole. It's
First
Yeah.
diverse.
of
So
all,
let me
These are not
clarify.
individual battles. This is
Yeah.
the idea of
The
martial arts in
versus the
Marvel
whole.
and
Who
martial
has
arts
better
in
martial
DC.
artists, DC or Marvel?
So
Yeah.
I'd say
I think
the
There's
Max's
somebody in
would
the
be better
comments on the
though.
Marvel side that says he wants to come up.
Who does?
okay, because yeah,
Ooh.
those specific
His name's
1v1s, I
Eden.
mean, like I would say that it's like two of those fights go to Marvel, two of them go to DC. So I'm not here to argue a position for either.
John,
Okay, so you
it's
don't have
not
an
a
opinion
it's
on
not a
what
one-on-one
company
though.
being
Yeah, it's
top martial
diverse as
arts
a
is.
whole.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
As for that, I would say there are a handful of DC martial artists I would definitely say are absolutely like the best of the best, but overall as a like the average elite martial artists, I
Okay.
give it to Marvel.
Okay, we got one. Okay, we got two. Actually, we got two. We got Nightcrawler and Johnsky.
Wait,
See,
Nightcrawler,
I
you think
don't think you
Marvel is
have
the better
enough
martial
people to
artist too, right?
join.
Say that one more time. You think that Marvel has the better martial artist too, right?
Honestly, despite me pleading for Marvel side, I do think DC has overall better skill. And
Oh man.
Oh, there we go.
I think
Okay, so
I
Marvel
think DC's just
depends
better.
on their abilities for their martial artists outside of like maybe Shang-Chi, but majority like Iron Fist, Daredevil, Wolverine, they've all been outskilled consistently. What mostly typically puts them in the playing field is their abilities to play off their martial art. Where I'd say DC strictly is martial arts more times than not.
Fair enough.
okay.
I think
See,
we
this is
are.
why we like
No,
Nightcrawler.
the fact that
I have
Nightcrawler's a
Fiction
goat,
too, though.
but
Okay, then
no, but the fact that there's nobody like on Marvel aside from Johnson, which I respect, but there's nobody on Marvel side here, or nobody who's willing to come up on Marvel side here. So,
Do you guys
like,
want to
do we
move to
just
another
Well, I'm
topic?
not. So I'm
we
not
just move on, or
interested
do
in
we like
debating.
wait?
If that, just so clear, I'm not interested in debating on the topic, just because I don't care for like debates.
Well,
Well, it's really a
purpose
discussion.
of
It's
this
not really a
live,
debate.
the purpose of this live is to have
yeah.
a discussion, not debate. So it's not like getting points or who wins or whatever. It's just sharing your thoughts and seeing if we can exchange thoughts and maybe meet halfway or understand where we come at with certain things. So it's not a debate per se.
Yeah, don't probably is no one gonna like hold it over your head.
So
Although you should have been here for Hal versus Nova because there was no debate in that one.
I think the only
now I'm already
All
in
right,
the middle
Lucid
of
join.
one.
Lucid
I'd
join,
like to have
guys.
a
Lucid
discussion
guys.
with Jay
And
Oh,
about
Lucid's
how
there. So
versus
Okay.
Ben's in the future, but
Stan, would you
I
be
know
okay
Lucy's gonna
for
come up.
dropping down for a little bit?
sure,
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother.
I'll say
no problem.
because you did ask and you did want some reasoning. I would say that with Marvel, like I think one of the main differences with Marvel and DC with the street tiers, especially the Marvel martial artists, is that you're looking at it where every martial artist in DC is competing
Good God.
Batman, whereas every they're all trying to keep up with Batman, whereas every martial artist in Marvel is trying to keep up with characters like Spider-Man or Wolverine or characters that aren't necessarily like insanely skilled per se with martial arts, but are so physically good that like it's them trying to keep up with that. Whereas Batman is the skill. It's like Marvel martial artists utilize their skill to keep up with the massive physical threats of the straight tiers, where like it was.
The
I
only
think
disagree with would be Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is the only true peak martial arts in Marvel. Everyone else, like, take away Chi, he's still going to be the best martial arts. Give him Chi, he's just even better.
Before we
I
continue,
disagree. I
I
disagree
just want to say
with
one
John
thing real
specifically
quick.
on the reasons, but
Before we get going, obviously, there is a imbalance between DC and Marvel people on here, mainly because we've been trying to get Marvel people up. We have not been successful. I wanted to just make sure everyone's okay with that there's no ganging up or anything like that. If we're cool, have a discussion with the people that are up here and kind of the indifference of balance. Is there anyone that is not cool with that, or
Lucid, can you send this to Vagabond or
so.
like someone?
I do want to say that, like, because somebody brought up Iron Fist, and I think that's actually kind of leads into a point that I think should be made, is that with Marvel, like I said. So another thing about Marvel is that when you look at the street tiers, they all have a massive variety of like different characters all doing things that aren't necessarily strictly connected to the same family. Whereas like with the DC martial artists, there's like the Batman family, Green Arrow family. There's specific families that count for just about every martial artist. Obviously not all, but just about every. Whereas like DC, like you have characters like Daredevil and Iron Fist and shit like that. They're not connected in terms of like they're not part of the same type of group outside of like specific crossovers. It's like they know each other, they're friends, but that's about it. So like they have their own separate worlds and stuff like that. Now Daredevil, I do think, is a very interesting case because I think he is like a good baseline for martial artists in Marvel. Daredevil's the kind of guy that he fights basically everyone. Like if you're a straight tier, you've probably like 9 times out of 10 they've had some kind of interaction with Daredevil. Like he doesn't necessarily win all of them, wins a bunch of them, doesn't necessarily win all of them because hey, there are plenty of characters that are way above Daredevil's range of like what he can do. But at the end of the day, he is going to fight no matter what. So that's why I think like you can see a lot more of a parameter of like his feats you can see, and a pattern of what he can do. Characters like Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, Elektra, all those characters are not ones to jump into fights unless they absolutely have to. Daredevil's the kind of guy, like I said, Daredevil will pick a fight no matter what. Like he's always going to jump into the fight. So, whereas like other martial artists in Marvel are generally trying to avoid that. Hell, even Black Widow. Black Widow, I think, is a prime example of like people downplay Black Widow's abilities because she doesn't really have a whole lot of feats, but she never really does a whole lot either because she doesn't care to fight people. She generally focuses strictly on the mission more than she cares about actually fighting people. Am I saying she's the absolute best martial artist? No. I don't think Black Widow would beat the higher end martial artists of DC, but I think she would definitely put up a good fight based on what I've seen of her. She just needs more feats, from my perspective.
For the people repping DC, why do you think they're overall better? I don't think any of y'all have a chance to talk.
Who wants to go first, man? Who wants to go first?
I could go first. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Wait, can I address what Johnsky said first, or should I just give the reason why I think DC is better?
Well, that wasn't really
address what he said
argument
first.
out. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I wanted to. Nah, the first thing that he said was like a claim, though. He said that the Marvel Street tiers are more skilled because they have to go up against characters like Spider-Man, who, even though they're not super skilled, they have like overwhelming physicals that would like, kind of compensate for that skill. So that was his like kind of reasoning for saying that overall Marvel is better. And my kind of refutation to that would be DC has that, but worse because you have characters like Deathstroke who are not only in terms of speed just as fast as Spider-Man, but also significantly more skilled than Spider-Man. Deathstroke is consistently stated to be superhuman. He's also displayed it as well, keeping up with the likes of Wonder Woman in combat. He did that, I believe, on 2 separate occasions. He fought Wonder Woman in the Wonder Woman special. I believe it came out in the 80s, and like she was slowed down by her dress, but a fucking dress isn't gonna slow her down to the point where like she's not Wonder Woman anymore. You know what I mean? So like we have characters like Deathstroke who can do things like that, consistently react to light speed attacks and things of that nature, and
Yo,
a whole
guys,
other.
So that also gets into. I would like to point out that.
Wait, can I
one
finish?
second,
I
guys.
wasn't done, but
Real quickly, 1 second.
yeah.
Wukong is willing to come up and represent on the Marvel side. So if a DC person is okay with jumping down, so
I'll drop.
okay.
Who's that?
All
Thank
right,
you.
Jack?
Appreciate it.
me.
All right, bet.
So I do just got to ask, like, just out of curiosity, how much of that can be accredited specifically to Deathstroke's skill and not simply the fact that, like, at the end of the day, like, Deathstroke is an incredibly difficult type of opponent to deal with for a multitude of reasons. Like, I'm a huge fan of Deathstroke. Deathstroke's one of my favorite characters that I like to read a lot. But I find that more often than not, some of the primary reasons for his success are either because like of his massive inventory of gear, as well as his willingness to go great lengths for the leverage against other people. Like someone like that, like with the first time we get introduced to Deathstroke, like how his most of his encounters with the Titans are usually through leverage and things like that, and he's really good at that. Like he will do whatever he needs to do, even if he knows that he can't necessarily beat a person. He's just gonna find a way. He's gonna find something to exploit out of them.
Are you saying like his feats are prep time based?
Yeah, I can see how that necessarily attacks.
I'm not
what I was saying about the
necessarily
woman.
dismissing the notion of some of them being prep time, but I'm just saying that with someone like Deathstroke, I'm asking if like those feats would be a representation of his specific martial arts skill, or him simply
That wasn't really the thing.
like him simply with his gear and his ability to like exploit people's weakness against them through like either like whether it's prep or just leverage against them, or like know how to hit him where it hurts.
Well, Johnsky, you said that people in Marvel have to close the gap physically with skill, like against Spider-Man. And what Kay was saying is that Deathstroke has skill and physicals, so they have to close the even greater gap.
Exactly. That's my point. He doesn't not necessarily.
So they have to close the even greater gap if they have to close the gear gap as well.
But what I'm saying is that's because of how much of that is because of his gear and not like how.
No, he's talking about people going up against Deathstroke.
He's saying how much of Deathstroke's like application is because of his gear, like actually like his skill. But to answer that question, if we just look at how skilled Deathstroke is from a baseline, he's mastered every single martial art in DC.
That's not necessarily. That doesn't necessarily indicate someone's inherently a better martial artist.
I wasn't finished with my statement.
I just want
to. Hey guys, let's take time, let everyone talk, and then respond afterwards.
Wait, hold on. Actually, we should start with this. Johnsky, what do you think is the most important factors to making a good martial artist? We should start there, and then we can kind of branch out the discussion from there.
Application.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Okay, actually, let me ask you this then. Okay, application. I would agree, right? Would you say that it's fair to say that physicals, battle IQ, and the amount of styles that you know would all affect your application?
I'm trying to think. I'd say physicals and a lot of things. I think there's no real definitive answer for like physicals and stuff, like, because at the end of the day, like I've been pointing out with Andrew, like I even asked him a bit about it. It's like, look, there are plenty of times where it's like, okay, a character that's just so physically superior to somebody in every way that they can't even be physically harmed. At that point, that no longer becomes a matter of skill. Not just to take away some skill. I'm just saying that like to measure some.
I get what you're saying 100%. So this is what I would say, right? I would say the most important factor when it comes to application would be your physicals. Because as you just said, if your physical advantage is so great, it doesn't matter how many styles that your opponent knows, because you'll always just be physically better than him. Like, for example, Superman versus Batman, right? The reason why Superman would beat Batman 10 out of 10 times isn't because he's a better fighter than Batman. It's because he's just physically more imposing than Batman. He would just blitz Batman before Batman would even know what happened. Correct? You would agree with that, right?
Yeah. I would point out that like I mean, so I take a step further. Like I was just saying, like the mastery of all martial arts by itself isn't going to even guarantee on an equal physical stats. Like, because
Well,
like you said,
I wasn't
application.
finished with my statement. I wasn't saying that
Okay.
Deathstroke being a master of all styles is inherently why he's more skilled. I was just starting at a base level. I was going to keep talking, but
Yeah,
I got.
sorry. No, I've heard the argument before. I think it's it's the argument, like, at the end of the, like, because when I say application, like, at the end of the day, you can have someone who's a good who's like the best martial artist in the world and physically can't do the things that other people can do that are necessary for certain techniques. Like, I'm not sure if any of you guys have been practice martial arts, but
I
like,
do.
yeah,
I've done
but
boxing
like,
and BJJ.
are there any specific techniques, Andrew, that you would say you physically just can't do?
Now, I mean, some of the more acrobatic stuff, but if we're talking about basic, no, not really. I can do.
Yeah, but
I
like,
can.
if you would you be able to go at someone with like a spinning wheel kick or something?
Yeah, I could.
Yo,
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay, but I'm just like an example for that. Like,
See,
you don't necessarily have to know how to do a kick like that to know how to counter it and know how to fight against it. It's kind
Yeah,
of
but Johnsky, the thing is, when we're talking about mastery, I feel like application falls under the whole
well,
definition
yo,
of mastery. I don't
somebody's
think you
getting
can
drowned.
master
Grayson,
anything
you're getting
without
drowned.
being able to apply that.
Grayson,
But
you're
I
getting
mean,
drowned by
that's
someone's
an
background.
unsubstantiated thing, mastery. Like, you can say mastery, but
You guys are getting drowned by someone's background. Somebody needs to move.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but
like mastery in and of itself, like how do you show like in like to the application versus simply someone saying that they're being said to be a master is two different things. At the end of the
so
day,
could I give a so even though I'm not involved in this, let me give a clarification. Mastery in the real world is different than mastery in comics, though. So like, as much as real world application would be good to be applied to this, there's some people, and I gave this example of what makes a good martial artist. The League of Assassin members are considered master martial artists, but if you take a regular grunt of them and have them go up against, let's say, Wildcat, who is a master of one style, I'm pretty sure Wildcat's gonna beat the fuck out of them.
Nah, man,
yeah,
Yeah,
Wildcat's
there's
not a master of one style though. He's
Man,
he's a
like
master of
Wildcat is
many.
a
yeah,
different
there's
kind of
levels to
breed, man. He
mastery.
Okay,
perfected
wait, can I?
There's
Muhammad
definitely
Ali's
levels.
I
fighting
mean,
style.
even likewise, like we see characters like Bronze Tiger, who we know are isn't a master of all martial
He
arts.
No, did
is.
I
He
say?
He
is.
is. He
Did I say
is.
whoa,
He
So
whoa,
no,
is.
hold on.
he is not.
One second. Let me clarify. Did I say Bronze Tiger? I meant Wildcat.
no,
You
no.
did
You
You
say
said
said
Wildcat.
Wildcat. You said
well,
Wildcat.
Oh,
But
Okay, my bad.
yo,
My bad.
Cam, I think there's something in your
Wildcat's a master of
background. It's
one.
like drowning people out.
Bro, that's not me, bro. I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie.
wait,
I think
can I
might
so.
address
be
something
me.
that
I
was
think
said?
that's Wukong.
Oh, nah,
Wait, what?
Is that Luca?
yo, Wukong, can you mute? Nah,
No,
that's
it's
Cam. Cam,
Cam.
that's
It's
you.
It's
Cam. It's
Cam. It's
Cam.
Cam.
Yeah, that's what you, bro.
Okay, wait, can I address something right quick?
Yeah, definitely.
So when we talk about mastery, right? When we're talking about what makes a master of a martial art, inherently it's knowing everything you can know about the martial art and then having the best possible application you can of that knowledge. For example, if you do a technique, you're perfectly able to do that technique, or at least the best you can possibly do it. That's what being a master is. In terms of what makes you better than somebody else who is also a master, it's things like your physical ability, your experience, your battle IQ, things of that nature. But when we're talking about being a master of a martial art, that application falls under that title.
But I think the problem is what I was trying to say is like to simply say someone's a master and conclude that that means they already have the application to say that they can do something. That falls into like you're making a claim but not really having a lot of evidence to back
Well, I
that
don't.
up.
The
Well, hold on,
evidence
Johnson. I
is
don't
the
think
fact
anyone
that
is
they're
saying that
stated to be
though.
a master.
But
So wait, hold on.
can you show value to that? Can you show a quantifiable or
Hold on.
physical objective value to their application there?
You
Wait,
Simply,
wait.
don't
So no,
you
no, hold on, because I think Joski, I think you're misunderstanding what we're saying. Well, no one's saying that just inherently because someone's a master of all martial arts, that their application would be just as good as someone who isn't a master of all forms of martial arts. That's not what we're saying. We were asking you what you consider the best factors to gauge martial artists, right? Like, what do you think are the most important things? You said physicals is number one. I agreed with you on that
no,
because
I
yeah,
said application was number one.
and then I asked you what goes into application. You said physicals. You agree physicals
I
goes into
agree
application,
physicals.
correct?
I'm just saying application. Well,
In
okay,
general, yeah, but we need to hold on. We need to
correct.
strip down.
So
What we're saying is
what
we need
I
to strip
said,
down what makes application. You can't just say
wait, Kay,
application.
let him go.
All right.
What I was saying was that with the physicals, I said that specifically the application was the one that I would definitively say, whereas like all the other factors you brought up, I would say have like the effective how they tie into like the overall martial arts skill can depend. Because like I said, you can be physically superior. Like Superman, we know Superman's not nearly as skilled as Batman, and it wouldn't take him all that much skill to beat him.
Right.
That's something where obviously there's a massive disparity. Now, strength and
Agreed.
stuff like that, absolutely a factor. I've seen, you know, people in real life especially, I think it like we've seen, if any of you guys watch UFC, it's like Khabib is probably hands down pound like one of the most skilled fighters in all of like UFC history. And he's consistently lightweight and welterweight versus obviously someone of a heavyweight class would beat him. But we know that if you took away that factor of strength, if you gave him if he was up against someone like Israel Adesanya and they were equal weight, Khabib would probably wipe the floor with him because
Okay, so that's kind of what we're
That's
saying here.
literally what we're saying. Yeah, like you're like Johnsky, you're like verbatim repeating what we're saying, but you're just kind of like dodging the question of what makes up application. So what I'm saying is, right, is
no,
for me personally, I think that what makes up application is your physicals, right, your battle IQ and or experience, and then the amount of styles that you know or have mastered. Right, those are the three
I'd
things
like to
that tie
point
into
out
application.
I would like to point out that I was actually acknowledging the question of application entirely. I was saying that, like, at the end of the day, Khabib has done more with less than someone like Israel Adesanya, who has the weight, has the strength advantage, like much more muscular kind of guy who has the speed and everything. We still see that Khabib is able to accomplish much greater things despite not having that. That's where my point of application is coming from, where doing more with less is absolutely a factor there, not necessarily strength. At the end of the day, give him equal stats, that you would see that. It's like, you know, if you the Goku versus Batman debate, I think, was something where I feel like it could greatly depend if you were to reduce Goku down to just hand to hand to Batman's level or raise Batman up to Goku's level. I think I think someone like Goku, if they have equal power levels and everything, that's a lot that starts to become more in favor of Goku because of his capabilities of like and what he's shown to be capable of with key manipulation. Where you could give Batman key, but we've seen how skillful Goku is with ki to know that like even gods recognize how skilled he is because like with him being able to achieve things they took centuries just to master.
Right.
That's kind of what
Wait,
I'm saying.
wait, can I, yeah,
He's
somebody.
saying,
Go ahead,
all right,
Jason.
go ahead, Kay. Go ahead.
All right.
I think we're
Nah,
gonna say
okay.
the same thing.
Nah, okay. So, Johnsky, right? I don't think like no one disagrees with what you're saying, right? We all agree that application is the most important aspect of gauging someone's skill. What we're saying is, right, to come to the conclusion of who or which verse has the better fighters, we need to assess the three main factors of application, which would be physicals, battle IQ, and your amount of styles that you know, right? So what we're saying is we need to discuss that and like actually like talk about the Marvel and DC Street because like you're like I understand the examples that you're bringing to the table, they make sense, but like we just want you to agree or state whether you agree or disagree to the terms that we are saying for application. Like, do you agree that that is what application consists of or not?
From how you set it up, I'd say I disagree. I think my point was kind of that, like, at the end of the day, the strength, I think, is a separate factor entirely of application. Where application, there are some aspects where you can see, like, they somewhat relate, like applicate, but I think like it's not so much application is your strength and all of that. It's application is how you can utilize all of those, what you have. So you don't like where you don't necessarily need to have more of something in order to know how to use it more effectively than someone who does have more.
Okay. With that being said, so let me try to just give you an example, right? So like let's look at someone like Logan, right? Who, even though he's a 7 in skill in Marvel, meaning he's a master of all forms of martial arts, he relies heavily on his healing factor, and he incorporates that in his fighting style, right? So he often takes damage to give damage, right? Would you consider that a form of application for Logan?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, right? So the physical attribute that his application is most contingent upon is his durability because of his healing factor. So that once again ties into physicals being the most important part of your application. Whether you think physicals or strength or speed isn't it like it like I don't know what to tell you, but it is. Like you even just admitted a few minutes ago that Spider-Man, even though he's not so skilled, he's able to hang with other skilled fighters because of his physical prowess, right? His speed and his strength is what keeps him in the fights, and his spidey sense. Those are
Well, it's
all
not
things that
just
are
that.
physically related.
It's not just that, okay? It also has to deal with the fact of his reflexes. I
But
mean,
like I would
That's
I would
speed.
also, so to
John,
your
that's
point,
speed,
like I
brother.
would definitely, I agree with that. But at the same time, I would easily say that there are many martial artists who aren't put as sevens that are better martial artists than Wolverine. Like Iron Fist is one of them. Like Iron Fist at no point has ever been
Well,
regarded as a master of all forms of martial arts.
he has, he has, he
No, he
has, he
Has
hasn't.
has.
He
He has
has.
not.
yeah.
Yeah,
He has.
No,
it's been stated before. What
no,
do
it
you mean?
hasn't.
Okay, it has. It was stated in
No, it
like
hasn't.
Master of Kung Fu, something like that.
Master of Kung Fu. That's not
Yeah.
master of all martial
Marvel
arts.
website
That's
also states that.
No, I'm talking about the comic Master
never
of
said
Kung
that.
Fu.
It never said that.
Guys,
What?
I
It
have a
said,
question for
Okay,
you.
bro.
look, hold on.
Guys,
Okay, bro.
before you
I'm
Guys,
referring
before
to
you
okay,
the
guys
hey,
concept
continue,
stop.
of
like
master of all
Whoa,
martial arts. Master of all
Yeah,
martial
you've been
guys,
stated in Master of
no,
Kung Fu, The Run,
it has
to be a
never been
Master of all
stated
martial
he has
arts.
mastered all martial arts.
guys,
Ayo, gang, time
Oh
out.
my God.
guys,
hold on,
before
hold
you
on,
guys
guys,
continue, let
guys.
me ask you if this would work for you guys. If you work on a category of pure skill versus, your body, and people with superpowers in a separate category altogether. If you talk about pure skill, is really kind of what this question is asking: is who has the better martial arts or martial art practitioners? It's
Yeah.
it's not asking you who's the more powerful people, because you can call Daredevil a martial artist, but he has heightened senses, and that plays into his total skill level.
His fighting is his application, exactly.
But
Which
Yeah,
is
if
his
we're
if you
including that.
talk about pure martial art talent, I think is what this question is really asking.
not really. Okay, so the question is including physicals too, because it's like trying to figure out what verse has the better fighters overall. Like, so it's taking into account everyone's physical
Wait.
powers.
Oh, wait,
So,
are we counting like Wolverine's claws? What?
I mean,
That's
What?
a
technically,
So
power.
the
That's
Wolverine
question.
is
something
Okay,
that's
bladed
a part
weapon.
of his
let me
arsenal.
let
bladed
me do it
weapons
You
real
are
could,
quick.
by
I mean,
definition still part of
you
martial
could count
arts.
Wolverine's claws.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Vagabond is here.
That,
You could count Wolverine's claws though. I wouldn't be
then
opposed to
like,
that.
Wait,
okay,
Andrew,
so
what is
what's
he
the
asking
argument
the
here
question
then?
again?
The
So
argument
here's the
is
thing.
which
I
verse
would
has the
hold on,
better
hold on. Hey,
fighters
hold on.
overall, like in the
In
streets of
a
like martial
situation where we're talking, I wouldn't count Wolverine's claws.
Yeah, I think it's
We're,
just
we're,
hands
we're
only.
talking about straight hands, martial arts, hand, kick, punches, grabs, birth, all that. So I
Oh,
Yeah.
wouldn't count his claws. I wouldn't count any adverse powers that would give them a advantage outside of the martial arts. That's
oh
my
well, then if that's
because
the
here's
case, then
the
it's
thing.
unfortunate for Wolverine because most of his application comes from that. But so okay,
Okay, so wait, so like, is it equal stats, no abilities, like no
It's
like
so again.
healing
I don't.
factors and
Here's
like
the
that?
thing. I don't want you guys to think of this as matchups. I'm asking the question: who has the better martial artist? Right? Because here's the thing. Let's look at it this way. If we look at Wonder Woman versus Batman, Batman is a better martial artist, but Wonder Woman would beat him in a fist fight because Wonder Woman has her physicals. But we're not talking
correct.
about physicals. We're talking about who's the better martial artist, right? So even if you took like Black Panther versus Richard Dragon, right? Black Panther has all these abilities and powers and stuff like that. We're not talking about those. We're just talking about them straight hands. That's it.
That's fair.
Okay, so application realistically is versatility and battle IQ.
because it was
right?
stated earlier by
If we're
Because
doing,
we're
Stan
not
when he
counting
reported
physicals, we're not counting
on,
abilities, then.
just so that I can
I
add
think.
on to this.
Hold
What
on,
was
can I say
stated by
this?
Stan earlier is that a lot of Marvel martial artists, right, their best martial artists, are all physically enhanced some way with a power or super soldier, or they use tech or whatever the case may be. Not to say DC doesn't, but DC martial artists are more baseline when it comes down to it. I'm not asking who would win in fights, or I'm asking just pure martial arts.
Wait, so
So
Andrew, quick question, because I just want to
yes,
like be clear on the actual like topic at hand. So it could be. I feel like we could still do straight ends and still include physicals for characters because, like, I feel like everyone here agrees that physicals tie into someone's application. Like, it's very important. So if we're taking away physicals from these characters, I feel like it makes the discussion less like interesting because then it would just easily go to DC because like we could just argue like 90% of the DC street tiers are masters of all forms of martial arts, and then like
okay.
at that point, then
So
it's just like there's no point of having this
then
discussion.
let me do
I mean,
this.
you keep coming back to that
I
point
have
of
Hey, quick
I have
question. Quick
hold on.
question.
Well,
Yo, let Andrew talk.
All right.
Wukong, I'll let you ask a question right after this because you haven't really had a chance to talk. But let me ask you this: I have no problem with you guys bringing physicals if that is what you want to do for the discussion, even though it's slightly off from the topic. But this is what I will ask: for the people that are representing Marvel, if we're taking physicals aside, do you think that the Marvel characters are better martial artists pound for pound than DC? Yes or no?
After
Yeah.
Wukong goes, I have one thing to say, and then I'll drop back
Okay.
down.
Wukong, do you think that Marvel has better martial artists if we remove the physicals, or do you think it's DC?
Honestly, I have it on Marvel.
Okay. Johnsky, do you think Marvel has a better pound for pound martial artist when we remove physicals, just in terms of their skill and their application?
yes,
Or
I
do
would
you
agree to that.
okay. And then Nightcrawler is currently in the Phantom Zone, the Shadow Realm. He lost a duel to Seto Kaiba, so he's stuck there. So whereas we could bring in physicals, they still believe that Marvel has better martial artists. So now it just comes down to discussion on it. So, for the sake of inclusivity, I'll have Wukong say something, then I'll have Stan say something, and then I'll open back up to an open topic. But I will say this: we will stay on this topic for a little bit longer, but I do want to do the Shadow Cat and Batman family topic soon, because of course, time. So Wukong, what were you going to say, my friend?
I was gonna say, would you consider Gamora a master of martial arts?
Uh, yeah, she's in. Yes, I would.
And there's also, I think one of the people in the chat said Karnak, who's also a master of martial arts.
Karnak is
Like,
specifically ability based.
but what
Well,
about
that's
Shang-Chi? He's like the predominant
yeah.
fighter
Shang-Chi's a
of
master of
martial arts.
all forms of combat. Yep.
I mean, I've
And that's
seen some
like
of his comics. The guy
Shang-Chi
knows how to
also
throw
has never
hands.
been suggested as a master of all martial arts except the guidebooks.
no in the guidebooks he stated to be a 7, which is master of all forms of combat.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the case with like
Who would be
like I
ranked the
point out like
first
in
in
order for
Marvel?
the
Andrew Grayson said
guidebooks
he was going to be
don't
right
really
back.
hold any weight unless you can actually point to a comic and
Okay, we
show
can
that
always
they stick to
we
the
should
guidebook.
cycle
Wait,
people in and
Johnsky,
out.
Johnsky,
So
do you believe Shang-Chi's not a master of all martial arts?
Not all martial arts, no,
Why?
because it's only ever been regarded as specifically kung fu. In fact, most like 99% of the time, he's only ever using kung fu.
That's
Well,
Like there's
no,
very
that's just
few
his.
instances,
That's
but
just his
we can
main
still
style.
see
That's not
that.
his only style.
Wait, are we talking
But
about?
you're
guys, let each other finish.
claiming that he's a
Okay.
master of all martial arts, and I'm pointing out that it's never been stated that at any point or
Yeah.
established as such in the comics. That is
All right,
never.
so Johnsky, what do you expect them to do? Like show him using every martial art in like one comic?
No, they
No,
don't.
I'm
He's
telling
saying
you
that there
to
isn't
show
even a
me
statement.
where, point to a comic and show where it actually suggests that he is in fact a master of all martial arts.
So,
Because
so you just think the guidebooks are wrong?
Wait, the guidebooks don't say he's a master of
I'm
all
not
martial arts.
saying the
They do.
guidebooks are wrong.
Which one?
I'm asking that it be. I'm telling you that you have not that has not been substantiated. That the claim of Shang-Chi being a master of martial arts is not substantiated. The guidebooks by themselves do not substantiate that.
Oh
Like,
wait, you're saying Shang-Chi isn't a master of all
Yeah,
martial arts?
Shang-Chi. That's
I
what I'm
would
asking. That's I'm like
absolutely. No, he
befuddled.
isn't.
I would
All right, so
absolutely
yes,
say it
he
is
is.
by
Yes, he
itself.
he is only
Okay,
he is
hey,
only ever shown to be a master of
one
kung
at a
fu.
time. One
Wait,
at a time, guys.
Johnsky.
We're
Hold
talking
on,
over
Wait.
each other.
Just because
hold
his
on.
Dan,
title is
what were
the
you gonna say?
master of kung fu, it's like referencing that he's the best at it, not just that that's the only style he knows.
But
Also,
that's a claim. But you're saying that, but you need to actually show that he is a master of other
Wait,
things besides what was
Johnsky, wait.
shown.
Why?
I
What do you
think
mean by show? Like you're
he
just
wanted
disregarding the
you
guy
said it
books?
yourself.
He is stated to be the master of kung fu, but
And huh?
the implication or the idea that you presented is that he's a
Sam,
master of all
Sam, let me
martial
say
arts.
this.
I'm telling you that that is not stated. That is
Wait,
not
so okay,
stated or shown.
Okay.
Okay, wait, Johnsky. The thing is, like, that statement, like, it's not invalid. So the statement is evidence enough. In order to say that he's not, you'd have to prove the contrary.
no,
It would
Abyss,
be your
Abyss,
burden
Abyss,
to
Abyss,
prove the
Abyss.
The
It's not
state
contrary. Then,
stated. It's
Yeah.
not stated.
No,
statement
that's
of
wrong.
what?
You do not prove a
Wait,
negative. You
Johnsky.
only prove the
Wait.
positive.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Let me say something. Let me say something. Because I understand what Johnsky's saying. He's saying that there's no verbatim statement that would suggest that Shang-Chi is a master of all martial arts, in which he's correct. But Johnsky, I ask you this: do you consider the power grid valid?
Like I said earlier, I only consider statements from guidebooks valid if you can point to a specific comic that backs it up as being valid.
So if the
why do you
guidebooks rank
believe
him as a
that?
7 in
Yeah.
skill,
Why?
and the comics say
Because
that
I
he's
mean,
the so what about when he fought his clone that transcended the deadly hand? The deadly hand is all of martial arts. Like it's literally just hand to hand combat.
that doesn't make him a
Yeah.
master of all
Yes, it
martial
does.
arts. That just
Deadly
means
It
he
hand.
makes something.
does.
No, but hold on.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
You
You don't need
said hold
like
on, hold on. Let me
we already
hold
agree.
on,
Did
hold
we
on.
not already agree that you don't necessarily need to have
No,
mastered all martial arts
I
to be a better
understand. I
martial artist?
understand that we agree
Guys,
upon that.
guys,
But what
hey,
I'm saying, hold
hey,
on. What I'm saying,
guys.
yeah.
Let's keep it organized. We're all talking over each other.
Oh, not my fault. My fault. But no, what I'm
It's
saying
okay.
is, you said that you wanted like context in comics that would support him being a 7 in skill, right? Him
Yeah.
defeating someone that transcends the deadly hand, even though you technically don't have to be a master of all forms of hand-to-hand combat to do that, or not to do that, but you don't have to be a master of all forms of hand-to-hand combat to beat someone who is. It would still support the idea that he is a 7 in skill. And I don't
How?
see why for number one, I don't see why the power grid is invalid to you. If it like, it doesn't necessarily need to be stated in the comics if it's stated by Marvel and used by Marvel themselves in multiple different books published by them. So I don't see why that would be invalid. Also, the Marvel website themselves use the power grid and they have him ranked as a 7 on there. So I
Yeah,
don't feel like the power
I'm
grid.
asking you to show, like you say that suggests it, but you haven't really explained how that suggests it.
So
To back up
no,
Kay's argument with the
oh yeah, go ahead, Nightcrawler.
what is it?
Nightcrawler and then Stan.
The Five Weapon Society is literally a conglomeration of martial arts in general: dagger, swords, staffs, open hand martial arts, and there's one more: hammers. Literally, the Five Weapon Society in itself is meant to cover every form of martial art. Like, and Shang-Chi is literally bested everyone. Like, everyone in the
But
Five
again,
Weapons
that
Society.
doesn't suggest he's a master of all
He
martial
is,
arts. That means
because
that means he's the better martial artist, not
no,
that he
because
mastered
Wait.
them.
peep
Is that
this.
no?
Hold
Shang-Chi.
on,
Hold on.
guys.
Wait,
Let
Nightcrawler, let me say
Nightwing finish
progress.
let Nightwing finish what he's saying. Then we can.
You said
Because
Nightcrawler.
Shang-Chi has trained in every version of the house in martial art. He has bested every version through that training and has become the peak of each single house. So that is the showing of him being a master of martial arts. He has literally trained through every form of the Five Weapons Society and has mastered every style within the Five Weapons Society.
Yeah, but again, these are claims that suggest that you're suggesting indicate mastery of all martial arts, but never actually say that or
Wait,
never.
Johnsky.
Okay, so
Johnsky.
hold on. Let me take a
Wait,
moment here. Let me see if I can bridge the gap. Josky, I understand where you're coming from in that you want to have more substantiation for him being a master martial art or to support the power grid. Similar to my video I did today, I said with Batman, it's pretty easy to gauge that he's a master of all martial arts. It's stated. We know the masters he's worked with. We know what they have taught him, and we also know based off the fights that he's had, all valid. But we also have a situation here where I mean, you're asking for substantiation. Nightcrawler is giving you an example of a substantiation where he has done training, fought, gone against people. That is a substantiation. Is it enough for you? I don't know, but I see where you're getting at. But they're trying to give you that what you're asking
Well,
for.
I'm just like I'm curious where like the conclusion is drawn of all martial arts from
Well,
Five Weapons Society
all right.
because I read
wait,
some
hold
of
on.
the I know what
Wait,
you're.
wait,
I know what you're
let
talking
Wait,
Stan
about.
hold
go,
on,
and we can move
Johnsky.
on.
Yeah, guys. Sam was waiting to go
Okay.
next, and then
So,
Johnsky, someone can answer your question. So,
right.
and Vagabond, I don't know if you want to jump in or if you're just sitting there eating popcorn. You let me know if you want to say anything. So, go
This
ahead,
man
Stan.
Johnson be actively nerving his own argument.
Right.
Not gonna
I'm
lie.
going to say this in 2 stages. Okay. One, as hard as guidebooks are concerned, just because you rank a 7 doesn't make you a master of every martial arts. It just means you're a 7th skill level. Okay. So that's hard to use to substantiate any kind of claim of knowing all martial arts. And in the matter of the Shang-Chi,
Stan, can I stop
he
you?
mastered
Go
those
eventually.
5 styles in that particular martial art.
Well,
Stan,
It's not every martial
slow down.
arts.
Wait, Stan. So can I pause you real
Yeah,
quick
that's what
because
I'm.
what you
That's what
said?
I'm going to give with what Stan said. Like that, you
Well,
did
hold on.
5 different
Wait,
styles.
Johnsky, hold on.
no,
Well, let me say.
7.
Okay,
Let me say
hey
one thing.
guys, if we can't take turns, like I'm gonna have to.
Can I ask
I mean, we're
the?
just jumping on
Oh,
each
okay.
other, so let's take turns talking about it. Stan, are you finished with your thought?
Almost. One last thing is this.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not. I'm just saying that the proof that you offered, knowing all five houses, is not proof that he is a master of all the martial arts. That's all I'm saying.
Can I retort since
Okay.
it's
Okay,
my?
wait,
Wait, I want
Stan.
to hold on. I wanted
Wait.
to
I'm
retort
fine
real
with
quick,
that.
Hold
but
on.
then
So
I
wait,
low key,
wait.
I fake
So
wanted to
seeing
get
that
in.
Stan
So.
says something directly for Nightcrawler, you can retort. And Kay, I know you're bloodlusted, ready to go, so you can go next.
One, for the 7 thing, it is like the criteria to have a 7 is being a master of all martial arts. Like that is verbatim
Oh
stated.
yeah, Nightcrawler said what I was gonna say. Never mind.
2, the 5 weapon society. I'm not saying he's just like those specific. Again, the 5 weapon society, all unhand martial arts and basically all weapon forms of martial arts. The 5 weapon society literally conglomerates all of it into one society. And then, what was the last thing you said, Stan? The third argument you said, Stan, what was it?
Um, about
You're
the
making
seven,
big.
Move on.
about the
Wait,
sevens, I
Stan's
said the
over the
one
age of
about
40. You're making him think something.
having the houses, right, doesn't necessarily claim that you are a master of all the martial arts. That's the only thing I was saying about
Yo, Wukong,
that.
can you mute, bro? You sound like you're like pumping that.
Oh, sorry about that.
this nigga's dying. What the fuck?
So you can go ahead.
Okay, can I say something next?
So the next can.
Wait, can I say something right quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so when it comes to the guidebook thing, I don't think you need to substantiate it but the comics at all. Because the thing about the guidebooks is they're there to add more like insight upon the comics because the Marvel comics specifically don't specify things. That's the whole reason they have the power grid, is because Marvel won't tell you the level of character's mastery. So the guidebook in it of itself is the evidence required to get that conclusion. The only way that the guidebook would be deemed invalid is if something within the comic books directly contradict the guides.
But that's a claim without evidence in itself is the problem. Like you're, I'm not. Again,
Wait,
I'm not
Johnsky.
trying to say. I'm not trying to say. Like I'm gonna be clear. I'm not trying to say definitively here that what you're saying is in fact wrong. But I'm just pointing out that you're claiming that this is what they are, but there hasn't been any indication of that is in fact what they are. I
just told
I
you
can
the
equally argue that
evidence.
the guidebooks are simply there to simplify
Okay.
everything, not actually tell you what was going on. That they are simply as a simplification. That it is not the actual fate. It should not be taken at face value. That
Okay,
it's a
let's
simplification.
address that then. The
Like that's
simplification
my
thing. Let's
point.
address
My
that.
Okay.
point is that
So
you haven't
Johnsky.
shown that the
Wait, Cam, I got it.
Grayson, let him finish first. Not
like
Grayson.
my point is that
Sorry,
you're
man.
making a claim that this is valid until it can be proven invalid.
Because
That's
it's a credible source.
how.
Okay,
Because it's
so
Marvel.
So are the
hold on,
comics.
guys. So
Exactly.
here's the thing. At this point, like we're just going around in circles, and I don't think we want to go into the guidebook discussion. I already did a video on this. I think people are pretty polarizing on, using the guidebooks or not using the guidebooks. Do you
Hey,
guys want
Andrew.
to move on to the next topic?
Hey, Andrew, Comicstat is here, so you have another Marvel perspective. So I will.
I can hop off just because
Oh my
I
God,
don't want to.
Comics
I
here.
don't want
Okay,
to.
yeah, let's go.
I don't want to.
Let's go
I don't
to
want to
the.
escalate the argument. I don't want to. I don't want to unintentionally take us into a realm because
No,
I
no.
do have my grievances with certain aspects of the certain subtopics within the topic itself. I'm just gonna I'm gonna hop off. I'll let Comics Dad give his perspective. I don't on no arguments or anything. So, I'll just hop off for him.
Yeah, listen, Justy, it's not an argument
Nah,
or
you're
anything.
straight,
The
Johnsky.
purpose of this is for us to have a discussion, and of course, when it comes down to subjects like this, we can get passionate about it. So there's nothing wrong with passion. And that's part of my job here is to make sure that we keep everything civil. I think everyone's all copacetic up here, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Of course, there is difference of opinion when it comes down to stuff like the guidebooks. So I just feel as though it goes into a slippery slope once we go that route. So I don't know if you guys
Wait,
want to move on
so
to
we
this
gotta let
discussion.
Tom's dad. We got 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I think we need Okay, so for this one, I think we need another DC person because I think it's only me, Abyss, and Cam. I don't know if anyone else thinks that the Bat Family wins.
I'm a DC fan. I still don't think.
Oh no!
That's
wait.
Kitty Pride, right?
Can we get
So hold on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh no!
So just know I'm playing Madden, so I'm gonna be
You
listening in.
playing Madden?
But
Okay,
Comics Dad, we
okay.
need your insight.
Comics said.
Oh, Abyss, I almost ended your career over this topic, sir. Just so
When?
you know, I
He
almost
said
ended that
when.
TikTok career over this
Ending the
one.
career is
Wait,
insane.
when? What are you talking about?
I almost ended your career over this Kitty Pride one. That video you made was so wrong. It was I almost did
Well,
it, but I
that's why
decided
you're here.
not
We need to
to.
talk about it.
Yeah, I decided not to. But okay, go for it.
I would in the
okay.
future.
So
I
hey, we
prefer
have
you
right
do.
now, just so that
Wait,
we
oh yeah, we
know,
gotta
we have.
even up the panel because we got 4 Marvel. I think. Wait, Nightcrawler, you think Kitty Pride wins, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So
Okay,
we got
hold on.
4 Marvel. We got 3 DC. So we
Oh,
gotta
what's
get.
up?
I think
Okay,
Grayson is.
hold on. Stan, where do you stand on this, or do you mind having another DC person come up?
I'll drop. No problem.
Okay, take a chance.
Yeah.
And listen, guys, like I said, this before we get into this topic, right? Let's keep this copacetic. Let's keep this non-toxic. It's a discussion. This isn't a debate. It's not about points. It's not about L's and W's. It's just a discussion. That's it. So, whoever wants to start, whoever wants to talk about it, please, by all means, go right ahead.
All right, since I think this is going to be the biggest question in the room, instead of arguing the individual matchups and stuff, what's the Bat Family's counter to planetary phasing?
Wait, before we start, should we say who's in the Bat Family versus like what's
because
the
it
count?
was
Like we should they have like Kryptonians and people like that. Shouldn't we like
No,
narrow it down
you
to
got the Bat Family was as
Yeah.
pictured with the street level characters.
everybody in that
So
picture?
for the sake
Who's
of
in the
this,
picture though?
let me clarify. For the sake of this, we'll use the traditional Bat Family: Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne, Barbara Gordon, Cassandra Cain, Duke Thompson, and you can probably throw Stephanie Brown if you want in there.
Wait, what
And
about
Azrael?
There we go.
Huh?
No, I
Yeah.
was about to say,
I would say Kat Kane is not a regular member, so she should not be in there. She's kind of close in and out.
No signal.
No,
I
Signal.
I said
You said Signal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So again, and like I said, I have no dog in this fight. I'm here to simply monitor, keep everything copacetic. So please, Nightcrawler, I think you started off, so go ahead. You can ask the question.
God damn it!
Before we start getting into like the niche, like gas bombs, individual things, like what they could counter, like what is the Bat Family's entire counter to like planetary range phasing?
Could you repeat your question?
So what's the Bat
Planetary
Family's
phasing.
planetary phasing?
Do you want one of us to answer, or can everybody jump in?
Open discussion.
I mean, they're just fasting. They're low key.
There is none. No,
Okay,
there
so
is
they
none.
all-
That's what it is.
They all have some form of prediction to where they can predict that he's gonna do that, and they all have teleportation.
Okay, no, he's tweaking.
So
No. He's tweaking.
Wait. I got a question.
He's tweaking.
okay.
I'm not on his side. I'm not on his side. I'm not on his
Do they
side.
think? Wait, you think the Bat Family can't predict he's gonna do that?
K,
I'm not on his side,
is
bro.
K?
I'm
No,
not
K.
on
Is
his
What?
this, is this your team?
So
No,
hey,
it's not my
TK?
team. Cam is not a part of the team.
Bruh.
He not on our
Oh my god!
Wait, what's Kitty Pryde's main ability?
Cam is not a member of the Hive Mind.
Bruh.
He is not. He is not saying.
Bruh.
God.
Oh
Okay. Okay.
I guess my retort to that is like, what are they precogging if they haven't had previous interactions with it before?
Well, they all have body reading.
but
we vote
how's
Cam
that
off?
gonna?
Can we
You can body read
Okay,
phasing.
yeah,
Cam,
Cam,
Okay,
you on your own
Cam,
with that
Cam,
one,
Cam,
pal.
you can body read phasing.
okay, I can sure. Wait, okay. But they can't tell what you're gonna do before you do it, though.
Can we vote Cam off?
What?
Yeah,
Okay, bruh.
Cam, you're on your own then, man.
Oh my god.
I can argue it. It's not that big of a deal.
Please
Can
don't.
we
Please
vote
don't.
Cam off?
Please
I
don't.
could, but I'll stop trolling. I'll stop trolling. My fault.
Bro, said bro, go to Marvel
You were
side.
not trolling, bro.
No, chill. Okay, bro, I'll stop trolling. My fault.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
I
So
just got one question.
okay.
Which version of Kitty Pryde are we using? Are we using current?
The 616 current. Yeah, why?
I'm sorry, Mel.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say this, but the Bat Family's dead.
All right. So, are y'all saying that they just like phase or she'll phase them all into the earth?
He was able to phase the Juggernaut into the ground.
I'm saying that's one of her
Okay.
weapons is
Okay.
large scale phasing.
Anyone else could go. I don't really care. Oh no.
Because she doesn't necessarily have to use planetary range, but anything like anything between her person to planetary is within her range.
Nightcrawler, do you think Kitty Pryde is faster than the members of the Bat Family on average? Because to me, I like from what I've read of Kitty Pryde, she doesn't seem faster than somebody on the level of Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, Cascade, all those people. They're on like, I know they are say to be human, but they're on that superhuman level of feats, right? And I don't think Kitty Pryde has the speed.
What do you quantify?
Yes, he does.
Well, Kitty Pryde has taken on characters like Lady Deathstroke, Silver Samurai, all enhanced characters with amazing speed.
Right, they
Batman.
do. You're referring to when she took on Lady Deathstrike in the Marauders run after Dawn of X, correct?
No. I'm
What
not.
are you referring to?
I'm referring to Death of Wolverine.
Oh, before Dawn of X. But right, I was just instantly thinking of the Dawn of X one because I'm currently reading that. But in that specific run, even when they were going in hand-to-hand combat, what's her name? Lady Deathstrike was able to get hits off on Kitty Pryde, meaning that like Kitty Pryde, yes, she's fast, but she's not on like the level of the Bat Family, especially when they have gear that specifically counters Kitty Pryde. Right? Kitty needs to
What
breathe,
gear?
so right.
Sonics,
Getting to that, Sonics, she needs to hear, she needs to breathe. So
She doesn't
any
need to
type of
breathe
gas.
anymore.
She doesn't need to breathe. That information is
show that because I'm
old.
pretty sure she
So
was
wait, hold
getting
on.
drowned recently.
I don't think we're saying that.
Guys. Hey, listen. Let Grayson say what he says. If you want to counteract him, do that. Just let him get his thing out. Let's not interrupt each other. Same thing goes for you guys. Don't interrupt Comic Dad or Nightcrawler or anyone else when they.
Wait, yo, Grayson, do you mind if I like piggyback off what you were gonna say real quick?
Right, you were just going off like her weaknesses, right? She needs to hear, she needs to breathe. Obviously, Signal, he can take out her ability to see. So like, there's just way too many win cons for the Bat Family.
In addition to what Grayson was gonna say, like we're not saying that she needs to breathe to phase. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that she just needs to breathe in general, right? So with Signal doing something like, for example, taking her sight away, right? She wouldn't know what's coming at her. So if one of the Bat Family members hit her at that point with a hypersonic and fuck up her hearing and stagger her significantly, or hit her with sleep gas, at that point she pretty much is fucked. Like it's not really much she could do. And then at that point they're all fast enough to close the distance and either one shot. If we're talking about Batman specifically, he could kill her with his shotgun, like with one hit. If we're talking about Nightwing could also one shot with either pressure points. Azrael could slice her half with his sword.
Cascade's hitting her with pressure.
Okay, so how fast is Kitty Pryde's combat?
Well, let him respond.
Hold on. Hey, Nightcrawler, do you want to go?
I would say sure. If we're going to, since we were talking about the space bullet feat, like that alone is multiple times faster than light because it was actively traveling light years and near like not even years, like days. Like, it was traveling across the galaxy. She would have needed reacting speed in order to phase it through the planet. Therefore, she would have that higher level of speed that we're all talking about.
You're referring to Astonishing X-Men, like the finale, right?
The giant size Astonishing.
Right. She was like when the bullet was coming. She started phasing it when it was not right before it was hitting the Earth. She was trying.
Yeah, but she. Sorry.
Right before.
Which comic?
You know what I mean? Like she already. It was giant size Astonishing X-Men or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like the last issue in the run.
But like that's even better for her. Like if it's right when she phased the Earth, she still would have to she would have to react faster in order to phase it through the Earth than she would.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that like she was trying to phase it for the longest time until like it clicked right before. she hit the Earth. I can look back at the comic just to make sure, but
26
that's
is the issue from? Is it from 20?
Okay. So
Like,
hold on. So we're saying. So just let me make sure I'm hearing you guys right. You're saying A, she has to breathe, which has we can prove that's just not accurate, right? Um, and Kate, don't use that Marauders with the vines thing because if you know anything about Dawn of X or X Men, those vines were removing mutant powers.
No. I'm not. No. Comes that we're not saying she needs to breathe to phase. Like we're not saying that.
No,
We're
I'm
saying that
saying
she needs to
you
breathe
said
in
about the
general.
vines. You were talking about the
That was
vines. You were
that
like, why didn't she
that was
phase about the vines?
no. I never said that. That was probably Grayson.
no, I didn't say
Okay.
anything. I said she got
Well,
hit by Lady
no one.
either
I don't
Deathstroke
think
when
anyone
Lady
said
either
that.
Deathstrike was
Hold on,
either
fighting her
guys,
hand to hand.
guys,
either
one at a
one was
time.
well. Just know that was wrong. And I know
Well,
you
hold on,
guys are
Kate, did you
waiting to.
say any of that stuff?
I don't think anyone said that. If I'm
Nobody
being
said that.
honest. We just said.
Okay.
I think they were saying that she just needs to breathe in general, like as a
Like
whole.
even while she's phasing, she still needs to breathe air.
Well, here's the deal. We've seen her in explosions in a vacuum of space when she was in that bullet, right? In a vacuum of space. Did she need to breathe in out there?
Right. So okay, but there's a difference between knowing that you need to hold your breath and not expecting to have to hold your breath. Right. So
Wait,
like we
no,
said.
she was talking in that bullet.
Yeah, so
So did
obviously
she
But
for
did
because
you
that
she
to be
comic
able to
stuff.
breathe, you can't
Wait. So
talk
is it
without
stated that
breathing.
she? Yeah. Is it stated that she didn't have oxygen in the bullet then? Because if she is talking, then like she would obviously have oxygen.
Okay,
Even
she's
just the comic
talking while
again,
she's
because I know where
phasing
he's
through
at.
solid matter as well. So
No, but comment that we're not saying that she needs to breathe when phasing, right? We are fully aware that she doesn't have to breathe while phasing. She can hold her breath in phase. We're not saying she can't do that. What we're saying is if someone like Signal with his light manipulation takes away her eyesight, right? And then the Bat family
she instantly
then
phases.
Yeah, and then
even if
she
she
still
phases,
needs to breathe,
she
is what
okay.
we're saying.
Yeah, even
Wait,
if she
okay,
phases, she's not gonna
that wouldn't
instinctively
matter
know.
though.
Guys,
Hold on, hold on.
guys, one at a time.
Can I finish? Yeah,
One
I
at a
wasn't
time.
finished.
I mean, everyone's cutting everyone off. Okay, say what you have to say. Comment down, say what you have to say. Don't cut each other off, guys.
All right,
It
got
goes
you.
nowhere.
So what I'm saying is, right, let's just say hypothetically Signal takes away her eyesight, right? And she instantly phases like you
Cool.
said, right? Let's say she does that. She's not going to instinctively know, okay, let me hold my breath. She's not going to do that, right? She's just going to phase like normal. And she's going to get hit with a smoke bomb or knockout gas,
Knockout gas.
fear toxin, anything of that nature, right? Or she could get hit with a hypersonic, which still disrupts her phasing, unless you guys have proof that sonics don't affect her phasing, because she still can be affected by sonics when phasing. So that would disrupt her phasing. And then at that point, she still has no eyesight, and then she could get blitzed and one-shotted by either Batman, Nightwing, Azrael, Damian, even,
Tim.
etc. And
Tim's a
it's
little pushing it. Tim's pushing it.
Via
yeah.
pressure
Okay,
points.
what's
It
the
wouldn't be
durability though? What's the
destroyed. It wouldn't be
durability?
destroyed.
Like,
Her durability isn't really it's not really that crazy because she's like usually based on phasing, so she doesn't really have that many crazy durability.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
one hit with Batman shot gauntlets at max frequency, especially if this is in a battle scenario, would kill her.
Let's see.
Okay,
Do y'all know about like the
okay,
Deathstroke
okay. So
nanosecond?
now, hold on, guys. The comic guy respond.
The
Okay.
expectation of her standing still while she is blinded somehow from your guys' perception, and the perception that you guys have is that they're going to automatically know what to do to stop her is ridiculous to me, right? So when she gets hit with her blinding, or say she gets hit and she's blinded, she goes instantly into the ground just like she's done it multiple times. Instantly.
Right.
So
She
what
can't
then?
be in the ground
Hold
forever.
on,
When
hold on.
she's
Hold
through a
on.
solid object,
Okay,
she's
it,
stuck.
it doesn't
Grayson,
matter.
Grayson,
She
Grayson.
doesn't have to be in
Guys,
the
hold on,
ground
comic guy.
forever.
Nah, my bad.
She
Okay,
doesn't.
comic stuff. Let's go over
She
that.
doesn't have to be in the ground forever. She can recoup, reposition that she's done multiple times, or she can make her atoms lighter than air and go into the sky. It doesn't matter. She doesn't have to be where you want her to be.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
so comic. So what we're saying is, first off, like, in order for the Bat Family to know her powers and what she does, that's fine. She can kill somebody on her level, like spoiler. That's just enough time for Batman, Tim, Red Hood, Nightwing, They're all gonna now know, okay, she phases. Now they put together their game plan. Signal with his light manipulation blinds her, and then yeah, you can say she goes underneath the ground, but she needs to come up eventually. In that
Okay,
time,
and they're gonna know when.
Wait, hold on.
pardon
Yes,
me.
wait, yes. I want. Hold on. Let me. Hold on, Abyss.
Wait,
Let me
can I
please
Well,
bring
address.
something
guys,
up?
Hold on. No, I
hold on.
think Abyss is fine. Hold on, Abyss. Let me address what Commissar is saying because I have a perfect counter to that.
Go
Right.
for it.
So they would immediately know where she is because like Batman again has X-ray vision, thermal vision, infrared vision, all in his cowl. Right. Just with the tap of a button. So as soon as she disappears into the floor, that shit's instantly getting activated, and he's instantly scanning the area. And let's just say, for sake of argument, they're in. Where do you guys
He's
want them
done
to
that
fight?
how many times?
He's done that consistently.
I think
Andrew, you can vouch. Andrew, I know you're not included, but you can vouch. How many times has Batman pulled out his fucking thermal vision? Or
All the
X-ray
I
vision?
fucking time.
listen. I will only state something if everyone wants me to say something. I don't want to play
Fair
one
enough.
side or another.
Fair enough.
I'm
Fair
just
enough.
here to moderate. So if
To be
Comic
fair,
Dad or Nightcrawler wants me to substantiate something that is consistent, I can, but I don't want to get involved.
So comments that would you like some examples of him pulling out thermal vision or X-ray vision or the ability to just see through walls? Because I have a boatload of them.
Here's the deal. Yes, has he done it? When has he done it routinely? Every that has happened in battle, he's done that routinely.
Comics
He's done it.
Dad. Or
Okay,
do you
go
want to
ahead. Go
go?
ahead.
Okay. Do you want me to
No,
go?
no,
Hold on.
go ahead.
Comics Dad. If he's
Yo,
witnessing somebody right in front of him phase through the ground, don't you think that's exactly what he would do when he can't
so
see
do
his
you?
opponent with his
So
like
my
bare
question
vision?
is, do you think he's gonna automatically know that that positioning she's doing is phasing? It's not teleportation. It's not shadow manipulation. It's not
Whatever it
something
may
else.
be, that's
He's
that's what
absolutely
that's
he's
exactly what I'm
absolutely
saying though.
going to know.
Guys, again, hey,
Oh,
listen.
like it.
You're just interrupting each other.
Can I
Just
provide
one
a
at a time.
resource?
No, because or Nightcrawler, if you want to
Yeah,
go ahead, I was
Nightcrawler's
gonna.
been waiting forever for it to say something.
Yeah, Vagabond's got to figure out. I'm playing this game.
I
Hold
said
on.
we're all under the assumption that she's gonna phase herself, but my original notion was what is their counters to planetary range phasing? Let's say if Duke does manage to blind her, what's stopping her from instantly like teleporting the entire ground that everyone's standing on?
How consistent does she do that? Since we're arguing consistency.
Pretty consistent. The planetary
She's
range is a one-time thing, but like phasing like
The bullet thing.
buildings,
Right. So if we're
the
gonna,
ground people are on is a
so if we're
And
consistent
she
gonna,
thing.
was
hold on,
knocked out right after the bullet thing as well.
hold on, wait,
Correct,
hold. Let me say
No,
this.
Nightcrawler?
Let me
she
say.
wasn't. She
Can I
had
say
to
this
stay
real quick?
conscious in order to phase the bullet consistently throughout
I
light
know, but
years.
like I'm saying, after she was done phasing it, she was knocked out, right?
No, because again, she phased the space. She was inside the space bullet. The space bullet went through the Earth and then basically traveled light years throughout space until Magneto pulled it back to bring Kitty back to Earth. So the entire time she was phased.
The entire time after, like even
Yeah,
after it went through the earth.
because that's the only way she wouldn't have fall or like gotten crushed. Because like there is still solid matter. If she wasn't phased, she would have died like being in the bullet.
So, okay. Anyway. So let me ask this right, because number one, you said that the planetary phasing scale was a one-time thing, and you said that she did the bullet feat. That was a one-time thing as well, right?
Yeah, but then I noted that like things like buildings, like the street they're on, that is consistent. Like it might not be to the range of like planetary, but her like phasing the ground people are standing on is a consistent thing for her.
So okay. So essentially, when she's phasing the ground, people are standing on it, she's making the ground intangible, correct? And then they're falling through the floor.
Not just so it depends because she can make an entire building intangible. Like she's done
yeah.
that to make people just
It's
fall
the
through multiple
environment
stories.
around her.
So she's making So she's making the environment around her intangible, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, let's say, for example, where exactly are they fighting? Are we fighting in flatlands? Are we fighting in a city environment? Like, where exactly are we?
Standard battle assumptions is Central Park.
Yeah.
Neutral New
Is
York
that
City,
standard
not
battle?
Marvel's
That's
New York.
standard battle assumptions in Central Park?
Yeah, because it's
That was just New York. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, let's just say standard battle arena is New York, right? Just so it's neutral. Everyone, it's like a city environment. She's fought in New York. The Bat family they fight in like city environments all the time, right? Let's say, for example, she makes the floor intangible. Is it like, do you think that she's fast enough to make the floor intangible or attempt to make the floor intangible before someone closes the distance and hits her?
We would go into the whole argument of like
speed of thought because her abilities work off speed of thought, instinctively, passively, stuff like that. Right. So her ability is the speed of thought, right? But it still requires her to think. The right? Activation of her ability is the speed of thought. Yeah, exactly. So she still has to actively think in order to activate said ability, right? So she has to think to herself, like, okay, I'm going to do this now, right? So with that being said, right, if she does in fact get blinded by the Bat Family, by Signal, right, who's to say they don't like just instantly attack her like right after they do that? Like, why would they just let her
instantly
like get onto the floor?
make herself translucent?
Okay, the planetary thing,
Yo,
the
real
planetary
quickly,
facing thing.
real quickly. Joy is requesting to come up. We haven't cycled anyone out in a while. Is
I'll
anyone
leave. I'm getting tired. So
move on, brother? Thank you so much for being up there. I appreciate it, and thank you for stepping down so Joy can hop up.
hey, no problem, man. Catch y'all later.
Peace
Easy.
out. Be safe.
Okay, Nightcrawler, I don't think the planetary phasing argument is a very good one because in character, I don't think Kitty Pryde would go to that immediately, seeing
It's a
as
death
she
battle.
knows
It's
it's
a
a
death battle.
one-time thing, and I think she's pretty intelligent in terms of battle IQ, and she know that if there's any risk of them having a counter to her phasing, she's a sitting duck. And also, we've seen her can like fight multiple opponents at once, and that's not her first resort. So I don't think it's consistent to say that that would be her first resort in this battle.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure.
even if it's a death battle, it's in character but willing to kill. So you would still have to prove that in character, even though she's bloodlusted, right? You would still have to prove that that would be something that she would resort to, like to kill the opponent that she's fighting against.
Well, like I said about the planet, like the planetary range thing is definitely not a like go-to thing all the time. But like I said, like phasing through buildings, like phasing buildings, phasing like the ground people are on is an in character thing she does to kill people. The comic everyone was bringing up, X-Men issue 27, she does kind of the exact thing against those groupies.
You said X-Men 27. What year?
The one that came out this year, like the one where she was fighting all those Orcus guards.
No, but what year is that run? Just so I could like find the
2023 for sure.
All right, I'm gonna check that.
I also,
Somebody
real
confirm.
quick, the translucent thing, like just in general, the way light reflects for Signal's abilities as well is he's not tracking light, he's tracking the path that light travels. So any object, including translucent ones, still because of the way like the functionality of light travels as being a massless particle, it still reflects off translucent objects. It's why, like, if you put a mirror outside, light will travel differently around the mirror. It's just due to maths. It's like a physics thing, not really like a see-through, so light travels through type thing. It will travel through, just not like fully. Yeah. So, like, translucent isn't necessarily a counter for the ability. I don't know anything about the topic, though. I'm just, like, the math side of me has to talk.
Wait, also, Michael, is it Uncanny X-Men?
It should be just the normal X-Men, current X-Men run. I say. All right, so here's another retort, or I won't say a retort, but we all know how her phasing works, right? Like her splitting, like I won't say splitting, her shifting her atoms around whatever object she's coming in contact with.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
Wait, you're done, Nightcrawler?
Until I mean, with the specific thing after me, yeah. Unless anyone else.
Oh, okay. No, because you asked the question, I thought you were gonna like
dip out,
kind of stopped abruptly. But to address something Comics Dad said before, you said how would the Bat Family know that she's phasing rather than teleporting or going invisible? If I'm not mistaken, that's what you were alluding to, correct? Comics Dad?
You locked into the game right now?
I was locked in. Okay, well, since he's not responding,
that's what I assumed he was saying.
I'm gonna assume that's what he was saying. We've seen consistently that her powers like visually show to be a phase where she's going through something, not teleporting or going invisible, if that makes sense. So it's highly logical to assume that Batman and the rest of the Bat Family would know that this is phasing rather than teleportation.
I think you have to be careful with that argument, though, because of artistic intent. Like, from a viewer perspective, phasing is shown, obviously, in, like, a solid-esque format, meaning it's, like, a pixelated version of showing you like how this travel character is like moving their atoms, because it'd be very difficult for them to see them in like a standstill, right? But I think a lot of the argument behind phasing in like a non-artistic intent, trying to put yourself in the real world in a situation like this debate would follow, has to fit the narrative of how fast your atoms have to shift in order to vibrate, which would be completely invisible for anyone who can't perceive that fast of movement. It's more artistic intent for phasing, which is why I think the argument of like it's a possibility it's misinterpreted. It's why a lot of people misinterpret the Flash's phasing originally in like the first time they see it as some sort of teleportation or like becoming intangible, because they don't see how he's traveling through these attacks.
Okay, if we go by that standard, still, I think it's consistent that if Batman notices that she's going into the ground, whether it's teleportation or not, he would try to scan the area to locate her. Same thing with the rest of the Bat family.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I don't think that would be the go-to. I think it'd still be more Signal in this perspective. Like Signal being able to track the movement of light also tracks like the travel pattern of light itself. Like whether it be phasing or like intangibility to any regard, when your atoms are shifting, they're going in and out of actual like realization. I mean, obviously this isn't a thing we understand. Like you look at a wall and it's completely still. There's atoms like moving throughout that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can forcibly like moving these atoms can be perceived as being invisible or perceived as like looking still and just going through attacks. But if it was from the sense of like being translucent and then moving the atoms, then it's for sure is invisible. And if that's the case, light would still be constantly stopping on that area, which would let Signal know exactly where they are anyway. Apart from like also X-ray vision being able to see through translucent objects anyway. I don't think like it would be a question of
Yeah, that's
where
what I was gonna say. Anyway, yeah, but also I feel like you're low key like making this a little bit more difficult than like it has to be, like with your explanation, because they argued, what if she just like phases into the ground? And like while you're correct about like the artist's interpretation of it, the way it's depicted is that like if she were to phase into the ground, it would appear as if she just fell into the floor. Like they would be able to
Yeah.
see like, okay, she sank into the floor. We need to look down there. Like it wouldn't be like a, oh my God, did she teleport? What did she do? Like they would know, especially considering they've seen characters like Martian. Yeah, they've seen characters like Martian Manhunter who phases just like Kitty Pryde. It's not like his phasing isn't like the Flash's phasing or Superman's where they just vibrate really fast. His is actually just phasing through an object.
Yeah.
So being that they've seen that, they won't like be confused at how to like stop that, right? And they already have countermeasures for phasing. Like I said, they have sonics which can distract or not distract. They have sonics that can disrupt phasing. They have like we said, we have Signal who can easily track her by tracking light. If she decides to do that, they also have X-ray vision, so they can just see when she drops into the floor. They wouldn't lose track of her. They just get high ground at that point, especially if they're fighting in New York. Everybody would just grapple up to higher ground and then recalculate a plan. So yeah, I don't think that phasing through the floor would be an issue for them. And Nightcrawler, the next thing I wanted to say is I'm still trying to find the issue that you were referring to where she like shifted like a huge portion or like she phased a huge portion of the floor, because I can't find it. You said X-Men. I found the run. I found X-Men 2021, but I checked issue 27. I didn't see anything in there that would be like indicative of her phasing like a large area of the floor.
Well, okay, so if it's a large area of the floor, or just for like that means that the floor is like constantly vibrating to the point where they're going to fall into it, right? Or is she trapping them like halfway through?
She could trap them halfway through. She's done that, where she's trapped like characters halfway into the floor. She did to Hulk. The way she did that though is she ran up to the Hulk underground and grabbed him and then pulled him into the ground. Or she phased the ground he was standing on and he fell in, and then she unphased and then he was stuck halfway in there. So she had to physically run over to him and do that. So he's saying that she can just phase the entire floor and they just will fall through wherever they're standing at.
Well, there's definitely a chance like logistically of that. I think it's more of when the atoms are moving, anyone can move through the object. So like imagine like a wall is always phasing. As long as that's open, anybody can walk through it, even the person who like phased the wall itself. It's the problem of when the phasing ends. And like in a neutral territory, somewhere like New York City, I think it's really illogical. And I don't say this to like be a dick, Nightcrawler, you know I love you. But like in general, like, I think we get a tendency when we, and I say this a lot in Andrew's lives, but we get a tendency when we come up with a win con to imagine the other character standing completely still. There's always an equal reaction to every action. And the equal reaction anytime a Bat Family member has ever started to fall or lean in or drop, it's immediately a grapple pull out. They want to be on territory they're familiar with. I don't think they would be so shocked they're falling through the ground that they would stop. I think they would immediately grapple and then realize what happened.
That's valid. I can agree with that.
And on top of that, I don't think anybody mentioned this yet, but Batman specifically has access to nth metal, which is a direct counter to people who can go intangible. So, and it's something Kitty.
It definitely is. It definitely is. We could discuss that, comments.
Yeah, no, we can, but like it's something Kitty has never encountered. So let's say Batman went and punched her with like a nth metal battering or the brass knuckles or whatever it may be. She's never encountered that. She's gonna try and phase and not do anything because that's what she does when people attack her. She just phases, but in this situation, it's actually gonna affect her.
Well,
So,
can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
When have you seen nth metal stop phasing?
Hawkman.
In the Doomed and the Damned, where it's stated to be able to match. It's stated to be able to match your dimensional frequency. So it would
When
just
did it stop phasing?
Comments that if it's matching someone's dimensional frequency, whatever frequency she's vibrating at or passing,
She's not vibrating. She's making her
she doesn't have
molecules
to.
lucid.
Okay, so comments that you don't have to be vibrating. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to be vibrating to be at a different frequency.
Batman literally cut a ghost. She's not a ghost.
Yo, Thomas, are you gonna let him explain? You're gonna be confused if you're not gonna let him explain.
Yeah, like I'm trying to.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the comments. My bad.
Nah, you're good. So the way it's explained is that nth metal can actually match your exact dimensional frequency, right? So whether it was a ghost, someone who's just intangible, it could have been anything, right? Any dimensional frequency that you have, it would be able to match it. So it doesn't matter if she's a ghost or not. Like her passing her atoms wouldn't affect the nth metal's ability to touch her.
Yeah,
The only problem
I need it.
Here's the thing, not to get involved, but I want to clarify this. The problem with utilizing Batman's usage of nth metal versus nth metal in general is Batman tends to only use it against supernatural because he doesn't have contingencies in place as well as other stuff. But if you're measuring nth metal as a whole of hitting phasing stuff, you have to utilize characters that use nth metal more often, like Hawkman and Hawkgirl, who do hit people with phasing.
It's also
that's the only thing. Like Batman's used it for people that are supernatural, probably because and this is assumption, probably because Batman has better contingencies for phases.
No, see, here's the deal about making assumptions, though, right? We know all nth metal isn't the same, correct?
What?
Correct. We know. There's different types of like depleted, like pure nth metal, all that type of stuff, correct?
No, there is non-pure nth metal.
Okay, so my question is, when has he hit somebody that was phasing?
So Thomas, Dad, you realize that? Okay. Let me just break it down this way, right? You can have two different things, right, that technically aren't the same thing, but both achieve the same outcome, right? So, for example, if we look at a ghost and Kitty Pryde's intangibility, the ghost and Kitty Pryde are both intangible, right?
So no, they're not. One is arcane, and one is not.
But as I just said, like I said, you can have two different things that produce the same outcome. So what I'm saying is they're both intangible, right? Kitty Pryde is intangible, yes? You agree?
She's phasing. There's different types of intangibility, right?
Comments that, is she intangible or not? Can she be touched?
No, she can't. But there's different types of.
Hold on. That's I'm gonna get to that. Just give me a second. So she cannot be touched, right? So she's intangible. With a ghost, while it's not phasing, it's also intangible. It also cannot be touched, right? With that being said, Batman's nth metal specifically, it doesn't matter if it's different nth metal or not, because Batman's nth metal specifically has been stated to match your dimensional frequency. So even if you want to say that there's different types of nth metal, his nth metal can do this. So with that being said, being that he's already dealt with intangibility before, he would most likely resort to doing things that would work on intangible beings, right? Now, when he uses a ghost, like when he hits nth metal, when he hit the ghost with nth metal, he specifically said that my nth metal brass knuckles that I made with Dr. Fate can match your dimensional frequency, meaning that I cannot touch you with my regular hands. So I'm going to use this because it will match whatever frequency you are passing through. So with Kitty Pryde, if she goes intangible, he's going to do the same exact thing because that is most likely what is going to work, and it will work. So
No.
whether or not, like, okay, go ahead. What do you have to?
No.
Can I add something
No.
before
No.
you go ahead?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah. Do you believe? I just wanted to ask you a question. Do you believe that there is a certain frequency that Kitty Pryde exists at, even while she's phasing?
I don't think there's a frequency. There's no such thing as a frequency with her when she's phasing.
Wait, Common Sense, do you know what a
That's
frequency is?
that's
That's
isn't that like what that's like every
Come
That's
on,
not.
guys, one at a
That's
time, one at a time, one at a time.
the frequent. She's
I
not
think
phasing. She's not going through a dimension, right? So you saying they're matching dimensional frequency,
no
right?
no no
And
no.
you're
So
using. Hold on. You're using Gentleman Ghost and all this stuff. But we know when Gentleman Ghost, if you could pull up the comic book, because it was Batman Eternal issue number 6, we know when he used it on Gentleman Ghost, it said it drove him away. It did not hit him. It did not affect him. It drove him away. And then when Batman Eternal issue number 24, he hit the ghost again and he drove the ghost away. It did not hit him. It did not attack him. It did not hurt him. It removed them.
That's just
Correct.
like factually incorrect. If you look at the scan, he like quite literally touches the ghost and hits it.
I can bet you $100 right now.
Okay, hey, what's going on? $100 bet. Let's see
but
that.
I do
I
think
can
it's
bet you.
important just to save time. The definition utilized of dimensional frequency obviously doesn't exist in any term of like scientific interpretation. It's not a real thing, right? But what it does mean in terms of context is wherever you're located inside of a dimension, as long as you're standing in the area, you're able to be hit. We know this because like the only other form of dimensional like interaction would be that every being across like the dimension with the same genetic code as you would be hit. And we know that's not the way it works. So it's based off hitting a location and then that location splitting through everything inside of the dimension, likely due to Dr. Fate's magic and not the property of nth metal itself.
Can I ask like what exactly the nth metal is doing to Kitty? Like, is it negating her phasing? Is it?
It would just.
So,
I'm not going to argue with nth metal to be honest, but I think the argument is just that it would be able to hit her while she's phasing, so it would just be like a counter opportunity. It would essentially be like getting cut with an nth metal sword anyway. That's like the argument.
Is somebody able to pull up the Batman Eternal issue number 6?
I'm assuming Kay's doing it now.
Somebody able to pull it up?
Talking, so it probably is.
Anybody?
Yeah, I think King
Because even in that issue, Batman says, "I don't know why it drives him away." He specifically used those words. So now what you guys are saying is saying that Batman must not know what he's talking about, right?
Okay,
You
so
guys know what you're talking
You
about.
said no. The claim that you made. Hold on. The claim that you made is that because he uses them twice in the Batman Eternal run. You said he hit the ghost the first time and he didn't know why he drove it away. Then you said the second time he hit the ghost, he didn't hit the ghost and it just drove him away. I'm attacking the second time.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. I said he hit the ghost and it drove him. Oh, he swung past the ghost and it drove him away.
So do you think he hit the ghost or not?
It swung past through the ghost and it drove him away, just like he stated
Do you think
in
that
issue
the
number
metal
6.
made contact with the ghost?
Pull up.
Yeah, there's an easier way to do this. Just use DC.
Pull up the scan.
Okay, guys, let's
Just
take a
pull up
second.
the scan.
Whoa, 1 sec. We're all talking over each other. So one person at a time, please.
While Kay does that comic stuff, I just want to address something that you said. Just because Batman doesn't know why it happened doesn't change the fact that it actually happened. And
But the context you're using in why it happened is incorrect. You're saying it hit him, and he's saying no, it didn't. It drove him away because of he's a ghost. He says it works against ghost.
You said it's Batman Eternal as you said.
Wait, hold on.
Correct.
But there's also so what about the instance in Batman Eternal? What about the instance in Batman Eternal 24 where he quite literally slices through a ghost with his nth metal batarang?
I would refer back to Batman issue number 6, Batman Eternal, and Batman 24.
The argument,
right?
so comics that the actual argument here is that it can attack intangible people, right? That's what we're arguing. So what we're saying is if it can attack,
Was the same person a ghost? Was it another ghost again?
Yes.
Okay, then I don't want to hear it because it says it in Batman issue number 6 what he did to the ghost. It
Wait,
says what he
Yo,
did.
but
Nightcrawler, how do you
but
get
in
green
Doomed
screen?
in the Damned, it's not driving him away as you're saying.
Oh
It's
wait, I see.
physically harming that ghost.
Okay, so
I got you.
And
I wrote it
that's
down.
a newer Batman, so obviously he might have researched nth metal more and learned more about it. He's saying it can match your dimensional frequency, and this is why it hurts you. You said before Batman didn't know how it worked. Now he does.
Yeah, the reason I was asking what the nth metal is doing specifically, because if it's altering like her quantum structure, like Kitty is able to bypass that.
So, again, I don't want to get involved, but the thing about Nth Metal is very much like the Power Cosmic in that it does whatever the plot needs it to do. And Nth Metal is inherently like it's more magical in its science than anything else. It's not
So
able to what it
I have
can
the
do.
scan up right now.
I'll be
Comics
like,
that are you gonna say that like do you see the scan? He's like quite literally like slicing through the ghost within the metal. From the same moment as the ghost. No, it's not. The dimensional frequency thing is a different instance. That's what we're saying. We're saying that his infinite metal gauntlet can match your dimensional frequency. Kitty Pryde has a dimensional frequency, whether she's passing through air or anything. Like frequency in physics is literally just the passing of waves. Like that's literally all frequency is.
Yeah, it
And
just
everyone
makes you
has
a
frequency.
yeah.
In large K camera. Oh wait, yeah, Andrew, you can make my camera bigger so everyone can see.
wait, can you see my scan?
And bro, comments that we understand what your scan says, but what we're saying is that it can affect.
Well, you just told me that my scan did not say that though.
I thought you were talking about this instance where you no, because I thought you said he didn't hit a ghost. That's what I thought you were saying.
Wait, no, hold on. But you told me that my scan
Okay,
did
guys.
not
Okay,
say
Comic
that
Dad
though.
and K.
I
Here's the
never
thing.
said that.
You're soft, both of you. Here's the thing. You guys are dodging around each other's questions. K, do you acknowledge what the scan is being said right now down there for
Yes,
Comic Dad?
I would
Okay.
100% acknowledge that. I just don't
Stop.
think it's relevant
Okay,
to
cool.
the
Okay. Comic Dad, do you acknowledge the scan that he's showing you right now?
Yes, but it's still a ghost.
No, no, but
I've
no,
already
no, no,
said
no, no. Hold on, hold on,
this
hold on,
scan.
hold on, hold on. So you're both acknowledging these scans. So you see
Yes.
that as hitting him, and you see in the scan he doesn't know how it works.
It's okay.
Correct.
So
Wait, comics that
Well,
I
in
don't
this
think the
scan,
am I wrong in saying that? Because we're just circling around, and I feel like you guys are just avoiding each other's answers with more
right.
questions.
So in that scan, right? Here's what I want to show you. It says some kind of ghost, and he swings through it. In issue number 6, right, which we just referred to, he said that nth metal drives away ghosts. As you see in the first scan, when he's taking on Gentleman Ghost, he swings through him, correct? Gentleman Ghost says a word, and then he says no as he's fading away from the scene because it drove him away. It did not hit him, it drove him away. You know, like when you flush something down a toilet, like it's going down the drain because it's going away. It's not that you hit him, you physically hurt him or anything like that.
so
You've got rid of them.
so comics that to address that, right? I don't think the two
Okay, hold on. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Okay,
don't
let
think
me
the two are
clarify it this
mutual.
way. Comic
Wait,
Dad,
what?
what they're trying to say is you're right. It drove him away. What they're saying is it also hits the ghost. So it does both properties. It drove it away, and in the instance with the nth metal gauntlet, whether it's through the nth metal or through the
I think that's
magic,
just head
it's
canon
still
then.
I'm saying wait,
It's
I'm
not.
no, no, no.
It's
Wait,
literally what's happening on the
Hold on,
page, bro.
Abyss, can I
No,
please
it's
take this?
not.
I'm begging you, Abyss, can I please take this?
do your thing.
Okay, Andrew, can you please make my screen bigger so everyone can see this?
I don't know how to. I think we have to be in a
you need a
different
Nah,
different
format.
you can
format, I
just change the
believe.
format. You can just change the format. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. So, comics that Batman and Robin Eternal is a New 52 like storyline, right? This is DC Doomed in the Dam. This came out in 2020. This is Batman after that, right? So now he's saying, with these, he said verbatim, you might not be flesh and blood, but with these, I can reach out to your exact dimensional frequency and do this. As we see him strike a ghost and literally tear like a chunk out of it with his imp metal, right? So at that point in time, sure, you could argue he didn't know what drove it away, But we could easily just argue that with progression and more understanding of nth metal itself, he was able to figure out that the reason why he's able to affect ghosts with it is because he can actually touch their dimensional frequency, which is what he states verbatim, and this also comes after. And we also know that he's directly touching them because he's saying, I can reach out even though you're not flesh and blood. So he, again, can just touch Kitty Pryde with the nth metal and rip, like, I think that he would rip a chunk out of her just like he did to this ghost with this nth metal, just because of nth metal scaling. But
So is it targeting the energy that she is producing?
it's targeting the actual frequency that her body is vibrating at, because she's passing through atoms. Whatever frequency she's passing through, that would be what it targets. So, like, all right, let me pull up the definition for frequency in physics.
Can I ask a question real quickly
Real
around
life
the
physics
board?
don't work in comic books. Just to make this.
Can
They
I ask
do
a
unless
question?
stated otherwise. Real-life physics.
Real
Explain it.
quickly.
Hold on. So
Good.
wait, so comics, that to address what you just said about real life physics not working in comic books, the way we would go
It
about
doesn't.
it.
Oh no, I said it doesn't always work in comic books.
No, and I agree, right? But the only way we would suggest it doesn't always work, or for this instance, you would have to prove that the way physics work in real life is contradicted by the comic in this specific instance. Like, for example, if we saw Spider-Man lift up a car, we would assume that that car is relative to the weight of an actual car in real life, unless the comic says otherwise. So with that being said, we would just assume that things work the way they do in real life, unless the comic itself contradicts that. So that isn't a defeater to what I'm saying at all.
Hey, you're gonna get that definition.
Can we, hey, real quickly, can we go around the board?
This is the
I'm
definition
curious
of
to know,
frequency:
everyone
the
on,
number of waves that pass a fixed point in a unit in time, or also the number of cycles or vibrations undergone during 1 unit of time. Damn, even my screen small again. But during
No,
1
we can
unit
see
of
it.
time by a body in periodic motion. So like I said, anything she does phasing wise, Batman specifically will still be able to touch her with infinite.
Just to piggyback off of Kay, essentially what he's saying is that no matter if she's phasing or if she's vibrating at a frequency, the nth metal itself is just attacking her on whatever frequency she exists at. So she doesn't need to necessarily vibrate or be on a different frequency for this to be in effect.
Additionally, we know that it works on people who are like Barbados, some kind of like godly being who obviously normal weapons can't touch. Something like nth metal can reach his frequency and harm him.
Okay. What's also important, just like so I can reference this, because it will save a lot of time. If you go to, I'm sorry to do this because you know me and my 1960s comics, but X-Men is a lot of the 1960s comics I read, and Kitty Pryde's abilities haven't changed over time in the terms of functionality. If you go to Uncanny X-Men issue 1963 issue 143, you'll see the way Kitty Pryde reacts with interdimensional beings in terms of phasing, and beings who can hit her on an interdimensional level. I can show it. I mean, I have the whole comic pulled up.
Are you talking about
So yeah, this is an interdimensional being who interacts with Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde's trying to figure out like how to react with her phasing technique. So she runs, she phases through the stairs, she completely activates phasing at this point. She's like unphasing to close doors, but she's phasing and floating. So the attack hits her, it goes through her, and she says, I felt that. I managed to phase the instant before it hit me, but the attack still hurt. Ha, I've never felt such agony. Somehow that creature can reach me, hurt me, even in my ethereal state. This changes everything. My guts feel like they've been twisted inside out. I feel physically and psychologically. I'm assuming that's
I was gonna bring this comic up too. I'm glad you brought this up because I was just about to bring that up too.
Yeah, it's an effort just to stay on my feet. So what they're saying here is that Kitty Pryde does absolutely exist inside the fourth dimensional space when she's phasing. And if something's able to interact with her on an interdimensional level, it's able to do damage to the phase part of her body, as she says. The instant before it hit me, I was able to phase. My right arm is frozen. So like, I think it's one thing to like have skepticism when it comes to nth metal because I'm someone who completely agrees. But when it comes to a character who's faced the exact same type of fight before, which is this fight, this is the same inclination as the way that nth metal works. It's been able to hit Kitty Pryde before. So I do think there's some ignorance you have to be able to willfully play in order to say that it wouldn't be able to interact with her. So just to skip that part, I think that's helpful.
You I don't know how to word this question. Because that's to play off what you're saying in terms of like interdimensional entities interacting with their phasing. Because while that also hurt her, if you know who Jamie Braddock is,
Yeah.
she basically is able to manipulate the quantum strings of like the universe. This includes things like the white hot room, etc.,
Make it,
etc.
make his screen big. So she's able
In this interaction, Jamie notes that your energy matrix is slippery as is as slippery as Quicksilver's, and she notes that despite having like her little quantum structure being manipulated, my phasing power is keeping me from him getting a hold of me.
right.
Yeah.
So the main contention that I would have with this though is personally, he's saying that your matrix, your energy matrix is slippery as Quicksilver, right? So he has to physically match her frequency himself, whereas Batman is saying that the nth metal can just do that like for him.
Inherently.
He doesn't, he doesn't have to like try to find her frequency. The nth metal is just going to do that once it makes contact with her. Like he literally says, I can just reach out and it will match your dimensional frequency. Like it's not a matter of, oh my God, I need to figure this out. She's slippery. Like it's just no. As soon as it touches her, like it's clipped. So like that's the only contention that I would have with that.
Okay.
So like perhaps like if it was like a time based thing where he would have to like find her frequency, then I could see that argument making sense. But because of the fact that all he has to do is simply touch her for it to match her frequency, I don't think that that would save her.
Are we
Yo, this man
I guess
Andrew.
currently right now we're purely arguing for Batman, right? Because he's the only one that has nth metal.
Well, not just Batman. I mean, we could
I don't
argue
think
for
it's
it's. It's not just Batman, to be honest. It's other situational factors that go into it, right? Like obviously he has the nth metal, so he could be the one that's landing the final blow. But we also have to take into account that there's other Bat family members like Nightwing, Azrael, Tim, Damian, who all carry hypersonics. Even Red Hood, right? Like Kitty Pryde, she doesn't have X-ray vision herself, right? She can't see things that are invisible. Red Hood could dash just turn invisible and like sneak up on her. Like he's
I
used
don't
to his.
I don't think it matters anyway. Like I'm gonna be 100% completely like fully honest when I say this. Nth metal doesn't matter. Batman doesn't matter. You can take out the Bat family. Like ultimately, in terms of physicals, although Kitty Pryde is an anomaly when it comes to hacks in a fictional medium, there's members of the Bat family, one in specific, who she can do nothing to. And like this isn't even my bias showing through. The Damian Wayne, as recently as Dark Crisis, has been Damian Wayne, as recently as Dark Crisis, has confirmed the fact that he can
Someone
see
stop him, bro.
No, because you
Nobody
can tell
stop
me.
him, bro. Let him
Tell
go.
me
Let him go. Let him go.
Damian Wayne in Dark Crisis specifies the fact that he can see. So he can see dead man, right? And when they ask him why he can see dead man and why he has the ability to see all of these interdimensional ghosts that exist on the same frequency as him, Damien explains that there has been some sort of mental break in his character through what he's went on, that any interdimensional being in terms of traveling, Damien's able to still see move and interact with, as he's able to physically touch and move dead man inside of Dark Crisis itself. So if you're, or sorry, not Dark Crisis, Nightmare,
Night
whatever.
Terrors.
Yeah, Night Terrors, whatever that shitty ass comic run was. That shit sucked. But anyway, that is relevant for Damian Wayne. The fact that he can interact with any being on any interdimensional level physically and also see them while traveling means that Kitty Pryde is always at a disadvantage since Signal can see her. Signal can see her. Tim is able to track movements as he specified before by the way of the most logical attack. Nightwing is unable to be hit by objects he can't see since he understands the most logical movement and has always been able to dodge it. Damian Wayne's able to see and interact with, and so is Signal. Ultimately, she's at a disadvantage because she's not physically able to match the output in things like speed or actual combat with these people. So it comes down to her utilization of hacks. And when she's able to be trapped and tracked by a character like Damian Wayne, she'll never be able to land any of these hacks on him anyway.
Yeah, and guys, everyone in the chat, that we're not saying Kitty Pryde. They're not saying Kitty Pryde's a ghost. Like I think a lot of people are bringing up like she's not a ghost. We know that. Everyone knows that. The discussion
So
is
what ghosts are ghosts are concepts of either greed or human entities trapped on a different spiritual level in the same fourth dimensional space or third dimensional space. realistically, it's third dimensional. We know Kitty Pryde reacts on a third dimensional spectrum since she walks on air molecules themselves, meaning when she's phasing, she's not actually changing. That's been stated upwards of 10 times that she's walking on air itself while she's phasing. She's inside the third dimension and she's on a different dimensional frequency. It would be completely in Damian Wayne's character to see her since he's able to see interdimensional beings. That's like his whole thing right now.
Yo, Cam, do you want to drop down and let up Beta Ray Trey? Because I think the Marvel side needs some help.
All right, sure.
I
That was a little shade thrown,
understand
but
that Kitty Pryde is physically dominant. I'm not going to discredit that. I think she has the hacks to take out a large group of people. I think this is just a poor mismatch for her, considering that literally Damian Wayne can see her. And so can Signal because light travels on a third dimensional space and stops when anything is in its way.
And so can Batman and Red Hood.
X-ray vision theoretically shouldn't work if you're on a different.
Does she have a heat signature?
She's able to manipulate her energy. A heat signature wouldn't matter. Even if she was being tracked by one, she would just hide it immediately.
Would she know she's being tracked by one?
Yeah, how would she know that she's being tracked by heat?
Unless she's inherently trying.
I think it's logically the first assumption. When you're being tracked on a third dimensional space and you know you're completely invisible, I think your first option is to say, oh, they're probably tracking my heat signature. I think that just would make the most sense.
Hold on. I have a question. When is it stated that it's invisibility? I don't think she becomes invisible. She just becomes intangible. Yeah, like it's not like we can see her. You just can't touch her. So it wouldn't be a matter. Like I'm saying that they would see her with X-ray vision or thermal vision if she phased into the ground. Because
I think she's able to. I'm pretty sure Kitty Pryde's able to enter a completely invisible state.
I have no clue about that.
She's able to turn fluorescent.
Nightcrawler, comic.
If she is, Batman himself has also been able to see invisible people consistently. Like he has that, and he did that. I think it was Batman Gotham After Midnight #3, where he deadass had the ability to just turn on his cowl and just see someone who was deadass invisible.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I just I completely disregard the idea of unless if Kitty Pryde had such a supreme physical advantage over this group, I don't see how she's able to just even if it's just through phasing alone. I think what a lot of people don't understand about phasing is if you're able to be tracked and you're phasing, you're in just as much danger as the person who's able to track you. It's why phasing usually is only used in circumstances where you're faster. So let's say you're slower than somebody and you try to phase out their heart by putting your hand on their heart. If you have a hand on your heart, you also die. You need to be able to fully do this in a manner where the other person won't be able to react, perceive, or stop anything or throw a counterpunch in. This is a group of 5 people, all at bare minimum the same speed as her. I just don't see how phasing plays this major role.
Significantly more skilled too. Significantly more skilled.
I said the main mistake for that would be, she has selective phasing. So let's say if with the heart scenario, she had her hand in someone's heart, she can control only that hand becoming tangible. So even if they tried to strike her in that instance, it wouldn't have really mattered.
I think in that what George was talking about was if Damian specifically, because Damian has had that ability to affect people on that dimensional.
Yeah, on that dimensional frequency. I mean, interacting with dead men is sketchy to say the least. I will admit that, but it's as recent as we can get.
For the invisibility question, I do not think she's ever outright cloaked her.
I might have to dive into Silver Age. I think the 70s. I remember. We'll see though. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I don't think it changes anything. I think the whole hill that Kitty would have to overcome is not being hit by anything, and I think that's a super difficult one, even with nth metal not included.
So, I mean, I want to do one more topic that we did earlier that I want to bring up, but I think with this discussion, right? Maybe we agree, maybe we don't agree. That's fine. But can we all kind of come to a conclusion that we can see where each other's coming from when it comes down to this discussion or topic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always I understand where they're coming from. I do think though, I hope we can all agree that nth metal property-wise should be able to affect Kitty Pryde. I just don't think Batman would ever use it against Kitty, to be 100% honest.
I think he would.
Why do you think that?
Yeah, I don't know why you think that.
Batman has dealt with phasing numerous times afterwards of getting death metal. And whether you take the examples of the Flash, where he just like opts for something different every single time in the two interactions he's had with him after to deal with his phasing, one being Speed Steel in his dream world, where he could have opted for anything, he still spent his option on Speed Steel, and then the other time he focused on sound waves, sonar, and vibrations. I think
Wait, so
if Nth Metal was the best strategy and he could just like kind of keep it on his fist and then Flash would not be able to interact with him, I think he would have opted for that. I think Nth Metal is just not something Batman wants to use in a particular fight, and I think it is a last resort option.
so
Joy,
wait,
I think in that case, it's just because this man's Flash is just way
Yeah, I was
faster
saying,
than him.
yeah.
It's not
No,
because Nth Metal wouldn't work. It's just that
the-
against the Flash, Nth Metal's not the best option because he actually has to hit the Flash.
Okay,
With
so
Kitty Pryde, with somebody
I
with
agree with
stats
I
below
agree
that
with you
that
to a
too.
point, but I think that
Guys,
perception
again,
is
one at
yeah.
a time.
I just don't want too many points to go off because
This
it's
was
more
fun.
like one at a time. The reason I disagree with that point particularly of like, oh, the Flash is too fast. I think it's because it makes Batman seem like a tiny bit dumb because you're taking the smartest character in the universe, and you're saying like, oh, he wouldn't just keep Nth Metal gauntlets in his bat belt to the point where if you tried to phase through him, you would rip out your own stomach as just a contingency for that opportunity, and he didn't. He didn't bring them with him in that interaction because Wally was able to phase through Batman's chest to evade an attack. So
Joe,
I don't think it.
Joe, I don't think that's the argument being presented. I think what Grayson was saying, correct me if I'm wrong, Grayson, was that the Flash is just too fast for Batman to hit him with his nth metal.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's what
Him
I'm
having it
saying.
in his hand isn't what's gonna like
Yeah.
allow
yeah, he
him.
has to actually
Okay.
touch Flash for the Nth Metal to like affect him. It's not like he
Yes.
could just
Yeah.
put the
Yeah.
Nth
Yeah.
Metal out
Yeah. Yeah.
and it
That's
affects
what I'm
him.
saying. So nth metal existing is still existing on a dimensional frequency. That's how it works. That's why when he moves it to attack somebody, it cuts them on a dimensional frequency. But it being in existence is also on a dimensional frequency. If Batman keeps an nth metal brass knuckle inside of his underwear and the Flash tries to phase through him, whatever part of his body interacts with the underwear also gets split in half. So it wouldn't be a property of,
Yeah,
oh,
but
he's too fast. It
okay.
would be like a property of, oh, if he tries to phase through me, he can't interact with this nth metal, so he'll be hurting himself, and therefore it will eliminate the possibility of him phasing. But Batman didn't even bring the nth metal to that fight, which is why I think his best action against phasing in his mind has never been nth metal, and I
So
don't think it
okay.
has to be because he has such a good track record against it.
So okay, so I see what you're saying.
Okay,
Like if he
so
like laced his suit with Nth Metal per se, and the Flash tried to phase
Had
through
it
him,
anywhere. If he had it anywhere on him, it would be safer. He's not fast enough to tag the Flash, so the safest
it would
option
be
is just to have
safer.
it on him.
It would be safer, but at the risk of the Flash, right? So if we look at the Flash, this is someone who even in Batman's dream world, right? Batman, he was in character to a certain extent because he wouldn't kill in his dream world, but he still was willing to like stop the Flash, right? Because it was his dream world, right? So taking all that into account, Batman wouldn't do something to Flash that's going to seriously whose background is that? Batman wouldn't do something to Flash that's going to seriously maim the Flash. Like if he used Nth Metal on the Flash and the Flash tried to phase through him, the Flash would probably lose a limb. He wouldn't do something like that to Barry Allen or Wally West. So that could be another reason why Nth Metal isn't really a number one option for him, right? Because most of his contingency plans aren't like made to maim or kill. They're all just made to like
What's his
restrain or just put
what's
down
his main
or
contingency
incapacitate.
another
plan?
thing to also be taken into account at the metal is also, I'm just throwing this out there as a possibility because we've seen it in the comics before with Hawkman. Antimetal is a metal that you sometimes have to activate the abilities, like physically activate them, rather than them just being a passive ability.
That's
Like
true
so,
with pure nth metal, but it's fundamentally different with manufactured nth metal combined with real metal. That's because Hawkman says that to Batman that he needs to activate the properties of his metal, but he only can because it's raw. That's why he's able to change the property of it from like in that same run from like the shield in back into the mace. Um, so it's only pure nth metal that's able to do that, at least to my knowledge. At least to my
with
knowledge.
that, with that being said, just because time constraint, I know
Yeah.
this is a topic, Joy, that you want to talk about. We briefly talked about it earlier. I'm going to bring it up again just to round out this live. And the discussion is going to be very straightforward. Superman. We have seen him either intentionally, unintentionally, passively, actively, in large amounts and small amounts, quickly and at different speeds, absorb various different kinds of powers and energies, whether it be crisis energy, cosmic energy from Starman, fire pit energy from Apocalypse, magic, kryptonite, so on and so forth, right? So many different energies that he's absorbed. With that being said, is it feasible, impossible, that he could absorb the power cosmic if exposed to it?
So something really cool about this argument that I've been able to bounce back upon after the first 100 times I've had it is the reminiscing over the fact, not saying that I feel like I wasn't right the other 100 times, but even more now, cosmic energy in Marvel is actually explained the exact same way it's explained by our definition in reality, which is external spiritual energy, meaning anything that fundamentally holds the universe together. Cosmic energy is the being, it's the life, it's the air that breathes through the Marvel universe. God, I'm so good with words sometimes.
This man
but
just sucked his own dick mid-sentence.
but
Yo.
when we talk about cosmic spiritual energy, it's anything that can fundamentally develop or hurt a fourth dimensional space. This includes a variety of energy, but most importantly, dark crisis energy that was described to be ripping the breath out of the fourth dimensional universe they exist in. It was changing the fundamental structure. It was destroying the spiritual realm that they exist in. It means that if you can absorb dark crisis energy, you're therefore able to absorb any form of spiritual energy that's able to fundamentally take the breath or give breath to a universe. And we know this because when Superman releases his cosmic energy, it fundamentally gets changed inside of his body and released as a format of regular energy dispersal, able to change the dimensional space they're living in, which is another 4D separate universe. It has everything a fourth dimensional space would require, even though it's a pocket dimension. And Superman's able to use this energy, this cosmic energy, by Marvel's definition, in order to escape. So regardless if you believe that it was 1% of the power of cosmic or 100% of an infinite-sized universe like I believe, it wouldn't change the fact that he's definitively able to absorb Marvel's definition of cosmic energy and DC's definition of cosmic energy because they share the same one. And Superman has absorbed cosmic energy that's stated to be cosmic energy in DC and in Marvel because they've allowed him to take the power of cosmic. His cells are definitely able to absorb the power of cosmic according to both DC and Marvel writers. I think a plea to ignorance off both the definition, Marvel writers, DC writers, and descriptive evidence shown to you in both of the books and several other comics in DC. I think it just is some form of ignorance.
Okay, so with that being said, two
Damn,
things.
Billy.
Then one, I want to make clear this is
That
not
man went on a
a
yapathon.
super. Yeah, I want to make clear
I've
first
been
this isn't a
plotting.
Superman versus Silver Surfer situation. We're just asking if he can absorb the power cosmic. Now, I would like to go around the group and ask everyone their thoughts on it and establish where people stand. I'll start at the top of this. Yes or no? Do you think he could absorb it?
Oh, is it
Okay.
me? You asking me or
No,
Abyss?
Abyss.
Oh,
Abyss is he's Shadow Realm. Okay. Yes or no? Do you think he can absorb it?
yeah, I think he could absorb it pretty much for everything that Joy just said, but just like more condensed.
Yeah, me too.
Trey, do
Sorry, I
you
missed
think he
that.
can? Okay, Abyss, do you think he can absorb it?
Yes.
Okay. Beta Ray Trey, do you think he can absorb it?
Yeah, yeah. I think he could.
That shit hurt him to say that shit. He's like, I don't know.
I had to think about it. I think he could because, well, his cells are solar. Well, not just solar, but they are absorbing. You know, they absorb everything. Whether or not he could control it, I would feel like that's a whole different argument. But yeah, just off of just what his body is, yeah, I do think he could absorb it.
I do like that, Trey. You've been up here for about 20 minutes, and your first word that you contributed was, yeah. Yeah. Nightcrawler, what do you think?
I think he could. I feel like if like random ass alien species can build like machines to absorb the power cosmic out of the Silver Surfer, I don't see why someone who's naturally attuned to high levels of energy absorption couldn't.
Okay.
I agree with
Vagabond?
that, Mike. Where's Vagabond at? Is
I
Vagabond
don't
even
know.
That's
here?
been muted for a while.
That nigga
Okay,
died.
Comatad?
You chill.
Comatad?
Still locked into Madden.
Ooh, Vagabond unmuted.
Vagabond?
Oh, Vagabond's here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize I was still muted.
Nah, you straight.
Uh, from a raw powers perspective, because we've seen him do it with raw power, yeah, I think if he were to be in that situation, his body would naturally absorb it. From a actual someone firing a blast at him, I don't think he would absorb it. I think it would basically just bounce off his durability.
Okay. Comatad? I don't know if you're busy playing Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time.
Is he a
If
Patriots
you
fan?
are playing the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, please don't respond.
Oh,
Back.
you're a
I'm
fan.
here. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. What happened now?
We're on the topic if Superman can absorb the power cosmic.
So far, everyone has said yes. Well, Theta Ray Trey said yeah, but everyone has said yes. It's down to you and Grayson. I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
What about me?
Absolutely not. Well, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Are we talking about
We're
like
talking
in
about
a as in instantly or over a span of time? Because if we're talking about over the span of time, Clark has shown to be able to adapt to energies and absorb them, but instantaneously, I don't believe so. But just to let you guys know, you're about to make me lose, so I'm about to mute
Don't
myself
blame your
again.
failures on us. If
Take
you,
some
hey,
personal
listen,
responsibility,
hey,
man.
listen.
Is that the
Your
newest
name,
Madden?
your
Yeah,
name is Comic Dad. That means as
yeah.
a dad, you should be able to multitask. Not our fault that you're not
I
good
gotta
at Madden.
focus. I'm old. I gotta focus. I'm old, man. I'm old.
Okay, so we have one no, and
Yeah,
then Grayson.
I'm on yes, and for the exact same reasons that Nightcrawler said.
yeah. My argument wasn't good.
Yeah, no, that I low key
Shit,
checked out after like the first
Uh,
5 words. I knew that show was gonna go on way too long, bro.
yeah, I've been waiting. This is what I do.
That man
Okay,
started
well, we
yapping.
still have a couple more minutes. You want me to throw another topic up real quick, seeing
Yeah, can
that
we
this
go back
is
to the
Yeah, can we go
martial
to the
arts
martial
topic?
artist thing?
Because we didn't even attack
almost
that. That shit was kind
unanimous.
of.
When you guys read out of high school, I'll entertain it.
Well, hold on. Did we hit every topic? We didn't hit the Thor. Oh, you know what? Real quickly, I know Vagabond wanted to do this one real quick, and
Oh,
seeing that
light
he's
speed.
here, I want to
Oh,
go.
you forgot about that one.
Okay, so here is the question, and it's a very simple one. In terms of street tier characters, what does light speed reaction, dodging, and perception truly mean?
Please let me do this. This is math. I'm begging.
Joy,
Yo, we
you
can't,
just
we
spent
can't, we can't have
Yo,
another guy.
that
15
shit's gonna
hours
take
on
up
the
the
power
Yeah.
entire
cosmic.
clock, bro.
No, it
So
won't take up the entire 2 minutes. I won't do the
How
math.
about we do this? Because this is a suggestion from Vagabond. Vagabond, I'll give you the option if you want to go first, or if you rather default and let other people talk first.
No, let Joey go ahead. I'm kind of
Oh
curious what
Wait,
his
yes,
hold on, no,
opinion
no, no,
is
no.
on this.
Andrew, let me go
math
before
with
Joy. Let me go
joy.
before Joy. Joy's
Where's
gonna
Vagabond
my
unleashed the
whiteboard?
beast, bro.
let
Where's
Joy,
my
Joy,
let Joy,
whiteboard?
Joy,
let
Joy.
Joy
It
finish
seems
it.
as
Let
though
Joy finish it.
everyone wants to unleash you. So all you have to say is, "Gone, gone, the former man, rise, the demon, be
Bro, Joy's
loyal."
gonna yap for like 5 minutes. Let him close it off. Let him close it off.
Hey,
Let Joy
you
Go ahead,
close it
only
off.
know about this because of me. You're
I
welcome.
know, bro, but that's
Go
what I'm
ahead,
saying.
Joy.
I'm gonna say like a 10-minute I'm gonna condense what you're gonna say. Like you're gonna take 10 minutes to say your whole
No,
explanation.
no,
I'm gonna
no.
say it in like 30 seconds and then we're gonna move on.
Do I gotta be
Like
like a
that's what I'm
college
saying.
lecturer or something, bro?
All right, so
I
I'm gonna just
fourth
go
grade.
first. I
Cosmic
think
speed formula.
okay. So to answer the question, right? I think obviously the main factor is obviously consistency of the feat performed. Also, you have to take into account the speed formula, so distance over time, etc., things of that nature, and you have to just look at all the factors regarding the feat itself. So, like if we look at Batman, for example, a character who's consistently been able to dodge light speed attacks, we couldn't say like it wouldn't be fair to say Batman's FTL if he's like dodging light from an extremely far distance consistently. But like if he's moving farther than the light traveled consistently, and you can prove that with like argumentation, then I think in that instance you could say he's FTL. So it just honestly boils down to like the speed formula in the feed itself. That's all I have to say.
Someone else can go on doing something.
Go ahead, Abyss.
Okay, yeah. So I think a street tier character is completely capable of dodging FTL attacks or speed of light attacks. In terms of making their travel speed FTL, that all depends on the feat itself, whether or not they're faster than the light moving itself. But then you have to calc the distance, travel, things of that nature. But in combat speed, they would 100% be able to perceive and react to set attacks. Whether or not their travel speed is fast enough to dodge it depends on the feat itself.
Facts. Spin. Cooked.
Vagabond or Trey, you want to go?
Anybody on Marvel side like agree or
Or
disagree?
Nightcrawler?
I ain't gonna hold you. This was like one of the topics I have nothing prepared for, so I'm gonna need a little bit to like formulate something.
Do
Okay,
your
I'm
thing.
good. Don't worry.
Sure. I feel like you would agree with what we're saying, though, Nightcrawler. I feel
Yeah,
like
he
you.
probably would.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
don't
overall premise, yeah.
don't worry. You'll agree. Big screen, Andrew.
Hands right in the middle of
Oh
the
God, he got
fucking
the
map.
whiteboard out.
What's
Oh,
what's
it's
the
over.
question? What's the
Big
question?
screen, me, Andrew, please.
Hey, before Joy goes on his tangent,
Oh
what's the
my
question?
The question
What's
is,
the question?
what do you think about street tiers reacting to light speed attacks, and like, what
Let,
does that
let,
mean?
let me formulate
Full
it
speed
again
channels.
for you, Comic Dad.
All
In
right, go.
terms of street tier characters, what does it mean for them to have light speed reaction, light speed dodging, and light speed perception?
I think. Thank you. I think it's inconsistent at best. You know, the one thing I like about video games, um, comic book video
You're not
games,
good
is
at
because
math.
they try to accurately portray what the character is looking like on the series, video games, stuff like that. So I think in comic books we start to overanalyze and estimate because of writers' ignorance, and we start to inflate things, right? So these characters are generally not meant to be where people like to put them to be, because of the writer's ignorance. I don't think writers go into the comic books like, man, I've got to make sure this calculation is right, so these not light speed. You know, they're not thinking about that. So I think it's pretty bad for the most part.
Does anybody
Okay.
else want to say their opinions on the topic overall, or can I address Comics Dad?
Listen,
Well,
honestly,
Are we gonna let
yo,
Joy
someone's
go?
got to let me do math, bro. I've been waiting.
mathematics.
Oh, okay. So the whiteboard's out. Perception equals can you see it? That's all perception means. Reaction equals speed. Stop lying. Uh, if I am here and there's a car traveling at 50 miles per hour, 2 feet away from me, and I move 1 foot away, I'm traveling at half the speed the car's moving. 0.5 times 50 is 25 miles per hour. I'm moving half the speed of the car. If I'm standing here, the car is 2 feet away from me, and I move 3 feet, I'm moving 1.5 times the speed of the car, meaning I am moving 75 miles per hour. The way this works in realization is that the speed formula works on all forms of functionality for any quantifiable speed feat we have. The argument usually becomes, why are you using 50 miles per hour instead of the speed of light? I can do this with the speed of light by just saying, this is now the speed of light. I am now moving at 1.5 times the speed of light, which would be, I'm not going to tell you guys the number because it will bore you. In general, the speed formula is important when you talk about these things. And these two people, even though they dodged the same attack, are not traveling at the same speed. And you are lying if you say they are. One of them is moving 50 miles per hour faster than the other one. That's all I need.
Okay.
See, not too bad, right?
Yeah, that was not bad at all, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I just
This
feel
is
like
Upgraded.
the way you explained it, it probably went over some people's heads, but I understand what you're saying.
It's math. We got this. What are we doing? I don't have an eraser for my whiteboard.
Wait, to address what the Don is saying in the comments, though, Goof, he said,
The goof.
he said, no, that's his name, chill. His name is Daz Goof the Don.
I thought you just called him the goof.
No.
My bad. Go ahead, kid.
Goof the Don, bro. He said, oh, let me find that fucking comment. He said reaction is not equal to combat speed, and like for the most part, he's correct. But it just depends on the reaction. Like for example, if we look at someone like Ghostmaker, I could pull up the scan. Actually, I could probably grab it. I'll grab the scan after I explain what I'm saying. But if we look at someone like Ghostmaker, who was able to deflect multiple light speed attacks, like with his sword, like swinging his sword like across his body, type shit to breach each light speed attack, you could then argue that the same speed that he was able to react to those light speed attacks with, he could apply to his actual like striking speed or combat speed.
Yeah,
Like,
of
yeah,
course you.
like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it depends on the reaction. He's like, oh no, it doesn't. Like, oh, like that ass does depend on the reaction. Like if Batman dives out of the way of a light speed attack, then sure you could say, oh well, he probably can't throw a punch that fast. But like if I'm dead ass just moving my hands at that speed to like react to the light, depending on how far I move my hands, you could attribute it to combat speed. That's all I was saying.
So, for example, I got bored about like I don't know 6 hours ago, and I just did the math for Nightwing dodging a light speed attack with his head because I was super bored. It comes out to about like 0.015 times the speed of light based off the distance and how fast he moves his head. He is still he is still able to move his head at 1% of the speed of light, regardless. If you're trying to punch him in the face and you can't physically move that fast, that feat would apply directly in that instance to, oh, he can move his head this fast. If you're able to do it with your hands, then obviously you can punch that fast. If you're able to physically move your entire body out of the way, then of course you can move that fast in short distances. It's like, it just actually functions that way. I think.
Joe, are you talking about the feat from Nightwing issue like
Yeah.
86?
It was the
Yeah, it's
crop.
the
Yeah,
worst.
it
It's
was
the worst
sitting.
speed
Yeah,
feat
he
I've
was
ever
sitting.
seen. It's
Fucking.
so
Did
He
he
bad.
do
was sitting
Batman
Indian
too?
style.
Yeah, it's
He
horrible.
did that.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, it was that
it's
same issue.
unusable, borderline. I wouldn't even bring it up.
Nah,
Nightwing
that
or like Damien dodging
Hey,
superhero heat
how do
vision
you
at
guys feel?
1.7 times the speed of light is way better.
I have a question now. Assuming that, let's say, Batman is aim dodging someone like Superman, just let's play devil's advocate. How would you feel about the fact that Superman is probably faster than the like his aiming is probably faster than his actual heat vision?
That
Would
just
you?
supports FTL reaction and speed from Batman.
yeah, because his heat vision itself is light speed at a baseline. So if his aim is faster than his heat vision, that would just mean he's aiming faster than light.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It goes with head swing, but I don't even think it's that deep. If light is reaching his eyes and Batman's able to react to the light reaching his eyes physically, that's a worse argument for you guys. Stop saying that. Stop saying he reacts to the light hitting Superman's eyes. Do you realize it's like a 1 millimeter reaction time that he's fully reacting full body to? That's like 17 times the
Yes.
speed of light. Stop saying that. Like, you guys
Yeah.
hurt your own arguments because you don't think about math ever. Think about math once, please. Uh, and then even if you say like, oh, well, he reacts when the light hits Superman's eyes, and then after, oh, what? Now it's 50% of the speed of light? Do you still like that? No, of course you don't. And if he moves double the distance like he did before, it's still FTL. Like nothing changes. It's just you're hurting yourself by trying to argue something that you don't want to think about very hard. Critical thinking, it's needed.
And then I
Right.
wanted to address something Comics Dad said earlier. I hope he's here and he can hear. But he said
That
at
man is
the
on Madden, bro. He is not paying attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's on
well,
a fourth. He's like on a
unfortunate.
1 minute drill right now.
But essentially, when he was talking about the artist and writer's consistency with the characters, and they don't know real world mathematics, so when they do these things, it comes off as inconsistent. I just argue that's fine, yet it still happens in the comics. So we still take what actually happens in the comics over the writer's ability to understand mathematics. That's why we have things like scaling. It's to determine the actual feats of what's happening within the comic.
Right, and
Also,
I think like a perfect way to interpret that abyss is like obviously our next point with like somebody who masters every martial art. It takes like thousands of hours to master any skill, right? If you have these people who are like in their 20s mastering every single martial art on the planet, 200 plus martial arts, obviously mathematically that doesn't make sense, but it happened in the comic. You can't just say, "Oh, it can't happen because it's not physically possible."
I also want to address a comment really quick. It says using real world physics in order to determine the speed of something is not fitting. When a comic writer writes down speed of light, you want to take a guess what he's talking about? Does it happen to be the real speed of light that it travels at
I
in our
literally
real
just
world
explained
using
that.
physics? Oh my God. And do you want to hear something crazier? The speed of light is calculated in miles per hour. You want to hear what that is? That's the speed formula being used by the author of the comic. And you're telling me that I shouldn't use the same formula he did because it's ridiculous.
I
That's
literally just
crazy.
explained.
Yeah, I think that argument is a very bad one because when you're talking about comics, you assume things work as they do in reality until the comic
I
proves it to
just
work
explained.
differently.
I said this shit not even like 15 minutes ago, like verbatim.
I know. I reiterated what you said. That's why I didn't
No,
go
I
as
don't
No,
think
long
you
as
no,
you.
I'm
said
not
that
mad
though.
at you. I'm just saying, like, niggas really saying the same shit in the comments. That shit is crazy.
But it's not only that, right? It's so like there's always this flash example of Wally West. I'll explain it fast, I promise. It's just the one where they say it's half the speed, it's almost the speed of light, but it's really 13 trillion times faster. They give you a distance, a speed, and a time frame, and then the author afterwards said, "My bad, I didn't do the math. It is whatever you think it is." Right? So he's telling you like his intent was all four of those lines: the speed, the distance, the time, and the actual speed estimate. But people only take his speed estimate and ignore the first three because they like his speed estimate more or they dislike the actual number more. You have to listen to a full writer, and people don't like doing that.
Listen, if you guys want to hit this topic one more time, we can, but I'm running low on time. I do have to be up tomorrow morning, so it's up to you if you guys want to tackle this one more time.
How much
Unless
time you got
Caleb's
left?
got
How much time you got left so we know?
I can give you 15 more minutes.
Yeah, that can be done.
I mean, we could. I mean,
Might
we
as
could
well.
if they want to. If they want to, it's up to them. I don't really
Because
care.
I don't think anybody else is coming up. If we're not waiting for anybody, we could just do it, right?
It's up to them. If
Well,
Vagabond trade Nightcrawler was on our side, so I don't think he really cares. I'm sure Comics Dad probably thinks Marvel has the better martial artist, so he can chime in if he wants. And Beta Retray, he probably, I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care about martial arts. I'm probably gonna dip out. Morihjin, like until you really got to high school, you won't understand.
Bruh.
okay, well, I mean, if that is what it is, we might as well just end the live here. I want to thank everyone for coming up, and I think it was all great discussions. I will have some more topics. I'm going to try to make this maybe like a every 3 weeks or every month thing. I already got one of the topics up that I'm sure you guys are going to love that is floating around my head. But of course, if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. The whole purpose, and listen, I want to make this very clear. Everyone in the chat, everyone up here, the whole purpose of these lives is just to have good discussions, to be non-toxic, and to have fun. It's not about wins and not about losses. It's just about having discussions. That's it. So,
Facts.
um, again, everyone, thank you for coming up. I'm going to throw this live up on my YouTube, so if you guys want to rewatch it,
Oh
I don't
God.
know if you want to see 3 hours of my face, but I mean, like, hey,
Oh,
it'll be up there.
Andrew,
Let's
What's up?
estimate the
if you want to,
percentage of it. That's Joy yapping.
Yeah. No,
well, yo,
I
Andrew,
don't
Let him
even
do
want
the
to
math
hear
for
it,
that, bro.
guys.
Andrew, if you want to, you could roll this topic, like the martial arts topic. You could just roll it into the next live since we didn't really get to cover it fully.
I could. I think one of the topics on next live because it keeps on getting brought up and it got brought up in this live was
The
the
guidebook thing.
usage of guidebooks. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be
Okay.
that, and I think I'm also gonna be talking about some magic too. So we'll see.
Okay.
But and then I have a Black Panther topic that I was thinking about doing. We'll see about
Please,
that too.
next live, let's start with the guidebooks thing, because then if we determine that they're valid, we can use them in the arguments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys already know my stance on it, but my stance doesn't matter. So it is what it is. I was gonna do the whole Speed
Yo,
Force
where
down
comments
thing,
that at?
but
Comments that unmute
I
real quick.
already I already
No,
debunked
I
that,
also
so
need to
that
tell
was
Comics Dad something
disappointing.
real quick.
Yo, comics that
Then you pressing my boy.
dad of comics,
Comics Poppy.
bruh.
Uncle
That's
Hey
crazy.
yo.
now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that shit.
Relax.
This man Grayson always got to make shit gay, bro. It's always him.
Nah, chill, bro.
Every
Chill. It's
time.
a joke.
On a completely different note from what they're talking about, it, it was nice talking to everybody. Sorry if I sounded toxic talking about math. Kay
Yeah,
knows
No,
this
you
too. The
It's a
distance
no,
joke,
it's
formula,
all
Joy.
good.
the
You're
distance
fine.
formula very much bothers me.
Nah,
It's
you was
not so
cooking.
hard.
You was cooking, Joy. Don't worry
So,
about it.
You was cooking until you like shut down an nth metal argument.
yeah,
He didn't
well,
even shut it down. That shit was just he low key just started tweaking for a second, but
yeah, I just started being right. My bad.
happens.
I'll stop now.
Here we go. Here we go.
I will catch you guys though. Nice talking to everyone.
See ya, Joy.
All right, man.
Have,
See ya,
have a
Joy.
good night, everyone. Be safe.
Your
Peace.
comics dad. I gotta say something to you before you dip, man. You gotta unmute real quick. Oh my god, where's he
No, I
at,
think
bro?
he can hear you though. So I just want to say, earlier today, Comics Dad, I got short with you. My bad. Sorry about that. Just wanted to apologize real quick.
Vagabond, any last words? I swear you said one sentence.
Nah, that ass. That man Vagabond didn't say nothing.
Yeah, sorry. When everything gets chaotic like that, it's hard for me to break into the conversation. It's an anxiety thing. So,
I feel that.
No
um,
worries.
Real.
If you,
The last
Vagabond,
we're
if
on
you
the last
feel as
topic?
though I need to slow things
Nah, we
Yeah.
down,
done.
or if you want me to mediate a bit differently to allow you that opportunity opportunity, just let me know.
If
But wait,
next
comments that
time, if
before
we
you
can
answer
run like we did, like
me.
the last one where you went person to person to person, that way it's kind of get easier. But as I say, it's
Definitely.
something up with me. It's just when everyone's talking like that, it's hard for me to break into the discussion. So I get really quiet on something like that. But
No worries.
in
I appreciate your
regards,
feedback, and I'll definitely apply it to the next live, so that it gives you an opportunity to, jump in and be comfortable with the jumping in. So 100%, man. I appreciate you letting me know that.
but no, on this topic here specifically, I think you can't really deny that DC has more statements of knowledge based. I mean, almost every other character is a master of all martial arts. And even if we play kind of word games with what all means and that there's various small things in there that we can say they don't have, it's still in there. Whereas if you go to the Marvel side of the fence, finding a statement like that is rare as hell. And you can infer it if you stretch inferring quite a bit with a lot of characters, but you're going to be hard pressed to find an actual statement that so and so is a master of all. But going back to Kay's argument earlier, or not argument, but how Kay views things, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the breakdown, the three things that he has: his stat based, his battle IQ based, and his knowledge based. But whereas he kind of lined them up one, two, three, if you're big at number one, you're always going to win. And then number two and number three, I see it more of a triangle where you can be in certain places on that triangle. Like we've seen Luke Cage get put down by pressure points. We've seen the Thing get put down by pressure points. Like there's ways to get around each different part. So for DC, yes, they're all really high on the knowledge side of it, but when you take the stat and the battle IQ side of it, and for me, battle IQ is kind of the defining factor here. I think Marvel isn't necessarily better as a whole, but they're achieving the same thing with a smaller knowledge pool as far as just straight hands are concerned. But where Marvel excels at, and I think they do better at, is they take the concept of martial arts as a whole and they go further into the concept of martial arts. You look at characters like Shang-Chi, yeah, he's got all of these special hacks, but almost every single one of them is rooted in some sort of martial arts school of thought. Um, Iron Fist, the exact same thing. All of Elektra's hacks are largely rooted in martial arts. Most of Marvel characters replace the complete knowledge of every hand to hand for more esoteric, more mystical knowledge of the martial arts. So DC, I will definitely give the knowledge base to that. Almost every other character has that strong knowledge of every unique individual style, but Marvel will specialize in a style and then they will take that style into its more mystical aspect. They'll take it into its more magical aspects or its more rooted aspects as far as like kung fu and the cheese stuff, and they'll take that farther than DC actually does. So from a pure knowledge standpoint, give it to DC. From a individual style taken to an extreme level, I would give it to Marvel. As far as which group has the better, that's hard for me to say just because you can give hacks to Marvel and say that their hacks and their stat bonuses benefit them a lot. But then you have DC characters who all have like $1 billion worth of R&D they're wearing on their person that benefits their striking power, that benefits their durability, and all of this other stuff that kind of evens it out for me. So if you were to go with the top two characters in both firsts, I would say it would be. I hate Karate Kid, but knowledge-wise, he is the knowledge of the DC. But on the Marvel side, I'd put Mantis against him, and I think Mantis would run through Karate Kid with very little effort. So, but because they're using two different uh, aspects of martial arts to go up against each other, we've seen, even though DC has all of these characters with these large masteries of martial arts, we've seen too many characters with low masteries or very little mastery who are contending with them, or not even on the same level as them, but they're struggling downwards. Like Karate Kid should absolutely bowl over Batman, but he doesn't. Uh,
Facts. He not top five.
so for me, it just depends on how you want to look at the conversation. If you go for if you go for like an Eastern idea of martial arts, I say Marvel does a shit ton better job with it. If you go for like a pure hands beating up the bad guys, DC's got the knowledge base.
Good answer.
But I talked a bit.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
now
thank you.
I kind of want to weigh in, but I guess it's time for you to go, Andrew. So you let me.
Parquet needs to get his beauty sleep. But any final thoughts? Any final comments before I shut
Okay,
this
I'll
down
just
here?
make a comment. I'll make one comment. I just want to address what he said about the Marvel side addressing like the more mystical side of their martial arts. The only thing I would say is that in DC, they like while like we see like Shang-Chi and Iron Fist, they have more like skill based abilities like with their chi and things of that nature. Um, Martial artists in DC, like while they may not have like chi, well, for example, like Lady Shiva, she has chi based abilities. Like she can revive people with chi and she can heal people with chi. So she does have that aspect. She's also like a master of every single style, like unknown and known. So that would include like the immortal fighting style. Like I don't know how to pronounce that shit, but you know the immortal fighting style that Ra's al Ghul and Black Adam know, and Vandal Savage. She would know. She would have mastery over that as well. And I believe that style is it has to do it's based in immortals, and I think it has some magical properties. I could be wrong though, but other than that, like what Marvel has like in the mystical area, DC has like more so in the hacks and like tech area. Because like if we look at someone like Prometheus, Prometheus, his skill alone, he was able to hone his skills all over time and space, like it's verbatim stated. And his helmet contains the prowess of like the top 30 fighters
Yeah,
in
top
DC.
30 fighters in DC, and
Yeah,
he's
plus
used it to
along
take Shiva down in like 3 moves.
yeah, plus the fact that he also like himself, like without the helmet, like I just said, he honed his skills across time and space. Karate Kid, while he doesn't have necessarily a mystical kind of element to his martial arts, he has like a similar ability to Karnak where he can sense pressure
Yeah,
points in
me and you've
objects.
talked about that a bunch.
Yeah, and it's like Karnak's isn't a skill based ability. Like Karnak's is just like his like own power, right? Karate Kid
No,
does
no,
that through
that's
skill.
actually not correct. Karnax
Is
is
it?
a skill. He doesn't
It's a
have the
skill.
Terror God Mist.
Yeah, Karnak
Oh,
didn't
okay,
go to
okay.
the Children Mist. He went through the Tower of Wisdom. He's 1,000 years old.
So okay, so his is a skill base. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, but fair enough then. But like I said, like DC they have that as well. So Karate Kid, like through his own skill, is able to like just sense weak points and things that even characters like Superboy can't break through. If we look at Shiva and Cass with their body reading, they can like legitimately see kill shots like that, and not like regular kill shots, like kill shots that no one else can see based off of their own body reading. So like they have while Marvel may have like more mystical, like I feel like when it comes to just like pure hand to hand combat and actual like win cons, I feel like DC's is a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Okay, cool. Well, I am going to go to bed, gentlemen. I appreciate everyone being up here. I will be doing another one of these in the next 3 weeks to a month, so I'll get some good topics, and I hope you guys all return. I appreciate you all being up here. everyone give these gentlemen a follow, as well as everyone that was up on this live. And you guys have a great night.
Good
Have a
night.
good one, y'all.